rejoining or returning, I had to abruptly stop the live stream or the podcast because I had to go pick up my daughter. And this type of stuff just happens. So
this type of shit happens every day.
Yeah, that's how we are. But we were having a discussion about Georgia, about voting, the voting rights. We were talking about, people being disenfranchised. There's a lot happening. And I know this much. Things don't happen or change doesn't happen until you hit someone's wallet. You touch someone's wallet, things all of a sudden, everyone finds religion. And when, if someone is unhappy with something, think about when back with, I don't know, was it like 10 years ago, 12 years ago with the Super Bowl in Arizona? And Arizona was, how Arizona has been with Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Right. That was about 20, 30 years ago.
The NFL and Roger Goodell, because he's their employee, he's the employee, the focal point for the billionaire owners.
He's the commissioner, right?
Yes. He's they threatened to pull it.
He's the official bad guy.
Well, he's the figurehead.
He's that person.
He's the guy for the league, for the owners. Yeah, he's the neck to choke. If you ever heard of anything, you always hear of there always needs to be a neck to choke. So in these sports professional leagues, you have the commissioner for that handles those duties. So MLB steps in there and says, you know what, this is not right. Everyone should have the rights, the same rights to vote. And, elections have consequences.
Right.
So,
so forgive me.
Yeah. So I say that you're putting this law, the GOP governor is putting this law. Wait, my question is: 12 states passed the same bill or similar. Why is Jawa being singled out? Georgia being singled out. Bucko Bruce is on Twitter. Big shout out, Bucko Bruce.
What's up, Bucko? I ain't through with you, man. I ain't through with Bucko, man.
Oh, what's going on, man? Wait, hold on, Tony. Let's get you in here.
Appreciate it, yeah.
And why the All-Star game? Wait, hold on, Bucko. Let me get this view set up, and then we'll get. Okay. Now I got you, Bucko. Bucko, if you want to join, you know what to do. I'm going to invite you anyway. So just in case, if you want to jump in here, you can jump in here. Hold on one second. That's my road dog, Bucko Bruce.
That's your man's though. He come with his sports facts, man. I got respect for him on that.
Yeah. Hang on one second.
He spelled Georgia like that. He funny. But yeah, that was a real big stance by Major League Baseball. And people got to realize Major League Baseball is old school money. If they doing something like this, that's pretty huge, man. They do you realize the demographic of people that's left watching baseball and even that's like owning and running it, and they making a stance like that? I think people got to understand that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That's old white
trying to keep the sport alive.
So first and foremost, want to address Bucko's question because we're hearing about Georgia, but there's been other states that have pushed that law too. He's like, why is Georgia
I've
being
heard they were
singled out?
going through, but I haven't heard any other states that did it. I heard a bunch of them were going in that direction. And honestly, this is a big blow to Georgia. Georgia was a forefront for the election
Well,
for
yeah,
the
I
past
mean, for
the biggest elections recently. So this is huge.
Tony D, for not just for the presidential election, but the whole thing with the Senate, it was like right on top of that.
And then the Stacey Abrams thing before that. That
And the
was national
Stacey
news.
Abrams in 2018. So,
Yeah.
Bucko said, I'm just showing y'all love. I'm going to let y'all rock. Just saying, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and so on.
Right.
So, hang on one second.
Good.
Not
I
all
hope
the
he jumps
same.
up there if he gets a
This one
chance.
gets more and more ridiculous, and they all get looked at by the feds to make sure that. So, I mean, if everybody, I don't know. Maybe some people, some of the opposition places have been weaker than they should be. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can just say they pass the same law every place, as if the same people wrote the same law and passed it around. I mean, the nuances to how these things get done are largely in part by the people who do them. You know what I'm saying?
By the who? I didn't hear what you said.
By the people who do them. So the way New York, for instance, New York just legalized marijuana in like a weekend, right? So now it's legal. Go knock yourselves out. No telling how they're going to open shops or any of that.
Well,
Here,
the vape
they
shops
decided
already
to make
kicking
it
them out
legal,
like
I think, a month ago, and it's going to officially kick in 2 years, right? So, I mean, the way we're doing it here in Virginia is the way New York just did it, which is the way Colorado did it, which sort of had the blueprint for it, the way California does it, right? And when it first rolled out, it was for medical reasons. And I think Seattle was the first one to go, fucking smoke it if you want to. We don't give a fuck, right? Because, excuse my language, but at the beginning when they were looking at this, if crime was going to go up, none of that happened. But what they were really taking with was how much freaking revenue they generated.
That's where it's at.
$3 billion. So now everybody's got these shortfalls in their budget, and the quick and easy fix, quite frankly, is weed. And no one looks at weed like they looked at weed in the 50s. Right? People don't want you doing it because they want you to be, quite frankly, I guess more efficient at work or whatever. And they've already sort of grandfathered in alcohol, which is worse for you. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they're all the same. Using weed as an example of how people write laws and who's
It's
doing
all
what.
about generating money and it's all about control. I'm with you on that. That was a given. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's I've been sipping all day. What time is it?
I haven't even started yet.
We
Look at y'all,
got
both of y'all neighborhoods in Queens, man. He was in South Ozone Park. You was in Lawrence.
it's crazy,
Yo,
right?
when all three of y'all, man, because I was born. When I was born, we stayed at 222nd, right by that park.
132?
Yeah, you know that park where the fork is on 222nd.
Yeah, wait. But what was the avenue?
It was 222nd. I want to say it was Francis Lewis or Springfield Gardens. Is one of them.
Okay.
So I was over there.
We know where you are.
Yeah, and then you know where the bus stop was. The bus, when it was going up, we would get off and we went across toward the park. That's when I was a baby. And then after that, when I was like 6, 7, 8, I was in South Ozone Park at my grandfather's house, my grandparents' house. And that house was right in front of that hotel that's right by the highway. That big ass used to be a Howard Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, we would literally walk there. So both of y'all from there, and then I got True Moore up here. He Virginia Beach when I went to high school down there. He went to this is tripping me out. This is tripping me out.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, it's a bill right now, correct? Or it's already passed?
It's passed. They signed it. No contest, no competition. Because I got a homeboy. He just ran for city council, and I called him about it. He said they signed the bill underneath, like on the low. There was no way to contest it. It's just done. So it's actually the law in Georgia. And that's what's got everybody pissed. That's why the lady got arrested. She was trying to go see why he was doing it without talking to nobody, without consulting folks.
Right.
So that's why she got arrested. And that's the outrage.
GOP in Georgia, they have the majority.
No, I have to look that again. You might be right.
Yeah,
I know they were trying
because
to
if they decide
Georgia went blue.
If they
Georgia went
it,
blue in the election, though, didn't it?
Right, but I'm saying local the politicians there. So they're
the majority
local.
Republican, yes. The majority states Republican, yeah.
Right.
So they had the juice. They did their pull and got over, and that's what's got everybody mad. So, like I said, MLB making this stance, that's old money. That's old.
This don't make any sense though, because a lot of these old, I don't want to call them Confederate states, were still under like federal review for voting rights infractions from the 60s, right? And they were under review for like 25 years, and I think they extended it. But it's the same, it's the same old game. While we get weaker on the world stage, it's funny because Trump is gone, but I sent this to Biz in the group chat that the highest incident of people crossing the border in 15 years happened yesterday, right? You got the North Koreans firing off 2 types of missiles now. You got the French talking, like, not the French. You've got like Europe back on its standard nonsense, inconsequential bullshit, just perpetually sending us people. Yeah, man, it's gonna be really interesting because man, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. This pandemic is made people
ready to get out. The pandemic,
people are doing wild shit that don't make any sense.
None of it makes sense.
Like
Biden's got it to where we're probably gonna be done with this by July 4th. All right, cool. But people getting their vaccination, it don't matter. The virus is still gonna spread.
We're not gonna be done.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I was mentioning to my other boy, True, a mutual friend between True and I. I said, New Jersey, the last 3 days, it's been either 4,000 or 6,000 infections over the last 3 days. So as much as everyone wants to open, and we get it. We understand the restaurants and the other small businesses that have been able to survive.
Right.
We're no way near out of this. It's only 25% of Americans have been vaccinated, and an even smaller number has been fully vaccinated.
They're talking about 25% of people, but that number is deceiving because it's not 25% of people. It's 25% of the people that they put in these groups, the essential workers or like, it's not everybody. They're not vaccinating people under 50. They're not vaccinating all these. So when you really look at that number, 25% that they're talking about, that number is down more like 11. Once you start like actually adding, and the numbers are still climbing. So,
and the number's not going to be accurate until you can get everybody, which they never really do. So we can hang them numbers up.
They never will. Who don't trust the vaccine for their own reasons, right? You've got these white religious conservatives in the middle of the country and some parts of the south of the country who don't trust it for religious and conservative reasons. You got a lot of black people who are connected to their heritage and this land, who don't view it like other people view it, and they connect it to history. They don't like the Tuskegee implications of it. They don't like the.
They'll be all right.
I'm sorry.
I said they'll be all right, but we're gonna stick
Yeah.
to that Tuskegee experiment story.
Well,
If we don't forget nothing, we'll never forget
it's
that.
the idea that people don't trust you. It comes down to that. At the very end of the day, you need to deal in trust, and you don't have any. So you can guilt people all you want, and some people are just, excuse my language, but fucking willful. And I think I fall into that category. I don't trust you, and I'll hedge my bets, and I'll take it on the very last day.
Right.
I'm not some psycho crazy person who don't believe in medicine. I'm spiritual, not super godly. I don't believe in, a lot of the goofiness, but at the same time, I do believe in the community and unity of a whole bunch of people who believe in the spiritual thing, who get shit done. I've seen it happen. So I believe in that, right? I also believe in respect for my ancestry.
Absolutely.
And keeping an eye out for who did what to them. So now all of a sudden in this dark age, you need everybody to be inoculated. Well, then you should have fixed the problems a long time ago. So when this horrible thing happens, people turn to you and have a little more faith in you than they do. And you didn't do that. So, it's crazy that they're trying, like, they I don't even know how to phrase it. The avenues they take to get you to do stuff in America is getting more and more goofy. Not sinister. Like, I'm not afraid, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the people who run the place aren't even good manipulators anymore. You know what I mean? They get by on like who they know and like reclassifying the problem, but they don't ever cure anything. And now here you are. You're at it again. So we'll see.
Hey, I just want to jump in here and read some of these comments real quick, and we can get back to the discussion. It's been noted that Danny Salerno is from
here.
Say it again?
I don't have any food in here.
Oh. It's been noted that Danny Salerno is from NYC, along with Tony, True, and myself. We're all native New Yorkers. Tony and True have moved on, and I've stayed in New York.
You ain't had to do me like that. You ain't had to do me like that.
I ain't going nowhere.
You ain't had to do me like that, bro.
Bucko said they passed the same bill, but Georgia is being singled out. That's true. Danny Salerno said, I want to apologize for having offended anyone this evening. Thank you. Danny,
was I offended?
I don't know what I missed.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know what we missed here, Danny. Heavens. But this is an old comment.
My delicate sensibilities.
Well, everyone is super
when
sensitive.
I should have been offended before.
So then I went back and forth and said, granted. Can I read these comments, please? Granted, I'm in agreement that this is so-called bill is horseshit, is suppression bullshit. And that's when I started asking Danny, where in New York City? He said Ozone Park, Queens.
I used to live over there.
That's when I went through my rant, so I apologize.
Yeah.
That's what
No. It's good. And he said, Ted Hicks, oh, wow, what a small world. I went to school in Greenpoint and Park Slope. Voter suppression is completely bogus.
I used to live in Park Slope.
Say it again?
I used to live in Park Slope.
You used to live in Park Slope.
10th off the park.
And Danny says, Bucko, I have to agree with you. I'm recently moved from Phoenix, Arizona, and I have to be frank, I sincerely miss the West Coast. Bucko chimed in and said, no, they lost the election, blue now, only the governor is red. I then, as a shameless plug, told Danny to follow Bucko, and I said we stream on Wednesdays talking about the MLB. Bucko says the wildest part of the bill is it's illegal to give those waiting in line to vote water or food.
Which is ill. That's just mean. I want to know who put that in the bill, because that guy shouldn't be in government at all. This is a mean thing to put in. It says a lot about that person, and that person should not be.
You talking about that bill for Georgia?
Yeah. So I said,
you get a chance. You get a chance to read it.
I'm going to throw your ass in jail if you give them water. Think about that.
Yeah, I saw that mess, and I was reading it. You got to read, and I did a broadcast about it.
All right. Do you want to? I said to Danny, do you want to come up? And Buckle says, like, what the F? Why? I'm not even following. But Buckles, he's sipping right now. So Danny said, definitely will. I have to say, Ted Hicks, being a Mets, Knicks, Jets fan really does teach you how to be a humble fan of any sport.
That is a very true statement, and
very true.
I 100% agree with him, because that's my life. Period. No matter whatever team I talk about, what team I watch, that's my life.
I'm a Yankees, Mets.
You can't be Yankees and Mets.
You like both?
Yankees, Mets.
You can't be Yankees and Mets.
Wow.
Being a Yankees, Mets, and Giants fan has taught me that, it's nice to win, but, usually it's also nice to be in the thick of the pack, even when you lose, right?
Wow.
So
that's heavy.
If I was a Knicks fan, I'd be a little dimmer, but the Giants had a decent run in the last 30 years.
I don't like them dudes.
The Yankees had a better run in the last 30 years.
I don't like the Giants.
And then there's the Mets, who you just always go, oh.
They coming this year, bro. They coming this year.
I follow enough New York teams where I get a little bit of all of it. And I don't follow the Knicks, because I remember the last time I was interested in the Knicks, me, to you, who was it? I want to say, I forgot who the other two guys were. We were walking back from 59, and
so you talking about something that happened 40 years ago?
They just got Patrick Ewing. They just got him. They were talking all this stuff about like glory days of the last time the Knicks were like, and then they got Patrick Ewing, and that was the last I heard of the Knicks.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
I said, so Miss Bernadette, want to thank you for jumping in here and joining this discussion.
And thank you for the compliment.
I'm running through here. Danny says he's on iOS, so he doesn't give him the option to participate. Jason from MMA for Money is in the building. That's my guy. Yo, you want to talk about a kick-ass MMA show? MMA for Money, baby.
Hey yo, I told Bucko, you gonna get off my Mets, man. I see you.
Yeah, you said
I see you. I sign up in there. I'm about to see him sooner or later, man.
Bernadette says Jim Crow's GOP exudes ignorance. Trump's humor existence exudes ignorance. Bucko says us champs in Tampa know nothing about bumness. Let's see. Danny, you would have to download the app on your phone. If you download the app on your phone, what you would see is if you go into your notifications, you'll see I have an invite there for you.
If he's got iOS, I got iOS.
I am trying to navigate.
Computer, whatever. Yeah, just put the notification. Click on the notification to go through everything.
Yeah. Buckle says Mets are coming for what? Third place. The Mets are going to win the division.
The Mets are coming for third place.
They're going to win the division, Bucko. We'll talk about it on Wednesday.
You talking to a group of native New Yorkers right now. Let me tell you,
come on, man.
We coming with it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be coming with it, man.
That is
we ain't having this mess no more. You know we good once every 20 years. It's our time.
Come on. 2015 was like 6 years ago. So yeah, we're due. And we're due to take over the city.
Yeah, we coming hard too. I got my hat. Don't make me go get my hat and my jacket. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull it out real quick.
Yo, listen. There was nothing better than having a fitted hat and a starter jacket. coming
Bro.
up.
Bro,
You know?
go get it, man. Please don't make me go get it.
Danny,
I'm home right now. Everybody's in quarantine. We
Tony,
can pull
you
a whole
are
wardrobe
age.
out. You know what I'm saying?
I remember a small window where everybody wore pirate caps. Those black and yellow pirate caps. Black
Yeah, I
with the
couldn't stand them
yellow.
damn things.
Man, whew, everyone but me, I was like, no, those colors are butt.
Right. If it wasn't that blue and orange, man, I didn't want to hear nothing about
Exactly.
baseball. But I will admit, the Marlins almost had me, especially when Dontrell Willis was down there picking them up the World Series.
Dontrell, man.
Dontrell was the truth.
Yes.
And I know it was a setup. Just they got them a World Series because they was about to sell that team, so they found a way for them to stay.
Yes.
Devil Rays almost had me because I like that fucking Stingray as a mascot. I'm sorry, that thing just gets me, bro. But yeah, I'm always gonna be Mets. I don't care. I'm down
all those expansion teams, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of expansion teams. But you know what? It was good because it was working, but then it started caving, especially with the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, then the Marlins. Tampa Bay's been doing good. Who?
How was it caving?
Because they weren't getting the attendance in the stands. I watch a lot of pizza line around the horn.
Okay,
when they don't have attendance, they done. That's what's killing the Marlins. That's why when A-Rod went down, it was cracking on me.
This is what happened with expansions, right? I mean, this happened with the NBA expansion.
It's helping them with the NFL too. The Rams don't really get nobody coming. So if you don't have any attendance, they
shut down.
Yeah.
Or it didn't get absorbed completely,
right. So it's all about the attendance, but the money's not in the attendance. The attendance is just show. The money's already in place through other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
right, advertisements and commercials and merchandise.
So I just roll with it. I was born in Queens. I'm going to be Mets, period.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, period. That's just it. I can like this, I can like that, but I'm Mets till I die.
Yeah, I only ever wore hometown gear.
Yeah, you in a flux, but I understand what you're
doing. With like Pirates jackets, and I just don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yo, I'm Mets until the bitter end.
Yeah.
Man,
and
Danny.
We've been at the bitter end already. We at the bottom.
I know. But hey, want to thank Danny. Thank you for the awards, man. Really appreciate that. Don't
get me started on the Jets. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
That's why I want to get Danny up here so we can talk Jets. We can talk Mets.
Exactly. Jets, Mets, Giants, Yankees.
Giants. Yeah.
Blushing, baby.
Hey, yo, Bucko, you getting on my nerves.
Bitch. He says, fuck wings. I just killed my ring light, Bucko, because of you.
I'm going to get him. Hey, yo, Danny, you on your phone or you on a computer or a tablet or something? Let me talk you through this real quick. Y'all don't mind, man.
Dropping out, fellas. Nice seeing you for real.
She ain't got to go nowhere.
So, Bernadette, what do you want to talk about?
She ain't got to go nowhere. Bring her on up, man.
What do you want to talk about? Hold on. We're gonna invite you on up.
Yeah, invite her up. And Danny, like I said, man, put in the comments. What you on your phone or something? We could bring him on too, right?
I already sent him an invite.
Yeah, he don't know how to work it. I'm gonna talk him through it real quick.
Okay.
If he pops up, if you don't mind, man. If you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
This technology is supposed to be a rocket ship to the future.
Yo, it's been a year and people still can't figure out how to mute their microphones on Zoom. So I'm walking everybody through this.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here talking to y'all and watching another broadcast in the process.
I don't come through on the other side of my pandemic. I'm back to wearing pants.
This dude's too much.
I spent the first 4 months in my PJs.
Man, listen, last year we had a chance to sit back from the pandemic. I was home for 2 months, man. I was contemplating retirement hard.
Yeah.
I really was. Yo, he might not know what's going on for real.
Yeah, when you can't retire.
I'm probably going to do it in about 2-3 years. No, not today. Set up.
As soon as you're eligible to do it.
Oh my goodness. Well, Bernadette, I appreciate the compliment you gave us earlier, though. For real, thank you.
What did she say? I was tall.
Nah, she was like, she said brothers and put the little heart face up there. So
I was being funny.
Oh, my bad.
She's gonna have to look for a leopard gecko again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yo, that's good. That's good.
Things will drive you crazy, I heard.
Oh my goodness.
That's an inside joke, apparently. What is that noise?
That's my computer. I'm sitting here watching
Oh, you watching Izzy
Petty.
and Petty?
Yeah, I check them out every Friday night, man. They be going in.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's
You
a
know,
little. Sometimes it's a little for me,
they
but I
go
can roll with
hardcore.
them like
They go
95% of the
hardcore.
time.
Yeah, they go hardcore with it. They do. And you know, they're
What is this now? It's sports.
Petty and Izzy. I ran over here with them from we was
Yeah,
on Periscope because I met Petty on Periscope through one of my homegirls. Then I met Izzy through Petty, and I follow their broadcast a lot because they get on current events, and then
right.
Petty they both break down what's really going on, sort of like how you've been doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They go hard with it, but they also take it from an atheist aspect every now and then. When they do the Christian
Right.
atheist conversation, that's 7 hours. You can just hang it up. Cause
Yeah.
they've been doing that for years, and I'm a Christian, so I'll be getting beat up by them all the time. But when we start talking that real,
Yeah.
you can't
That's where you gotta help me. You gotta help me, Tony,
understand
on
it.
that, because you gotta help me because I'm a Christian. So like when I hear them talking about atheist discussions, I'm like, hit the eject button. I'm out.
But
Well,
most
you
of
know
that
why I
is
stuck around? The reason why I stuck around. Go ahead, bro.
I was about to say most of that is conjecture, but actually all of it is conjecture and speculation. That's what faith is about, right? You're supposed to be able to defend your faith and have it be challenged. And some people in the Middle East don't like to have their faith challenged, so they are complete about the defense of it. But here, you're supposed to be able to. And I've had these conversations in bars, man. It's gotten me laid on a couple of occasions. And it's philosophy, quite frankly. The whole idea of is there a God or isn't there? Then you can play the game of, well, I'm an atheist. Well, I'm not really an atheist. What's the ones who don't know?
Agnostics.
So you can get into these like nuanced games of belief, and you just kind of go, you know what?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. I'm a believer. That's it. I'm just going to stand on this side of this whole thing. And like I said earlier,
this
I don't
whole
believe in
thing,
people
man. I just tell them
staffs and turn them into snakes, and I don't believe in a lot of But I don't believe God is a white guy on a cloud with a beard. But I do believe that in this cosmos of shit going on, I believe that there's a higher power at play here.
That's it.
I was taught to pray to don't ask for shit. You know what I mean? Everybody like praise everybody. I was taught to like sort of like be thankful for thankful for the day. Ooh, got through that class. Oh, hey, that girl liked me. Thank you for that. But I'm not supposed to ask for anything, right? So somewhere in this cosmos, that makes sense to me because I'm not praying to a God going, oh, cosmic cosmos, give me I don't know, whatever. It works out in my head that I'm just going, ooh, cosmic, cosmos, God, whatever. Thanks for that play that girl gave me. Oh, wait. I mean, you don't care either way. Excuse me.
Myron,
and that's what it comes down to. It's like, what do you believe? Because the people telling you this, I mean, they got all sorts of problems in the last 50 years. Like, I forgot what I'm saying. I keep having these religious conversations. I was like, I have a bad view of Catholics, not because of anything I saw the Pope do, but because all of these Catholic people that I knew, who I went to college with, who I work with, who you go out and you have a beer with, and they tell you stuff about the Catholic Church and them as children. One guy told me how this nun wrapped his hands red, and his mother wouldn't do anything about it. Like, I just
say what?
Yeah, and he went to Catholic school.
I went to Catholic school.
What my age,
they beat his hand or something?
Like in the 70s, right?
They beat his hand or something?
Yeah, the nun, rap.
What did she beat his hand for? Because I went to Catholic school.
Well, I forgot. I forgot what he said he did. But my point is that he's not the only Catholic person.
Time out.
Right.
Did they hit him with a ruler, or
no, it was like the ruler, like wrap him on his knuckles,
right?
Like when he was a little kid. I forgot what he did.
That's Catholic school,
and it's just like all these stories that stay in my head by people that you like telling you why they don't believe in church anymore, and you realize, and then you don't criticize it, but people who grew up in it criticize it. You don't have to, right? And on the other end of the spectrum, with recent, you got, and mind you, I'm from a Baptist, and like people call out. I'm sorry, people don't call out bad ministers either. It's just this thing about people in churches, right? So people can still get rich after they've done sort of heinous stuff in like the Black community. They just move on with their church. So
the thing with the conversations with them, they got one side, I got another. They question. They've gone through these debates for years. I didn't realize how long they've had these debates.
Oh yeah, they're going forever.
Yeah, I mean,
that's part of the fun of it.
It is.
You do it with your friends. You can have have a conversation for 40 years if you really like the dude.
I mean, I can deal with it because I know where they're coming from. And like I said, I was born and raised Catholic. Since y'all from Queens, y'all know what St. Catherine's is in St. Albans.
Yes,
that's where I went to school at.
Right.
When I was a kid, and they went in. You messed up in that school if you wanted to, but you was gonna go through some shit. So for me, being a Catholic, I was born and raised Catholic, but I never went through none of the stuff that you see on the news. And I tell people,
that's the thing. Not everybody goes through it.
They don't go through it. So that's the stuff I defend. I know what they're saying on the news, but I will shut half that shit down because I've been in Black congregations and white congregations. If you all from Queens again, I went to St. Bonaventure out there in St. Albans. Old church you went to. And people are surprised. I live down south. They like,
no, but
I didn't know they had Black Catholics. I'm like, there's Black Catholics all up north.
But what I'm talking about happens with people when they're small children, right? They're not rapping 15 and 16-year-old on the knuckles like that. They're sort of bullying children to get them right with God, right? When they're like 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 in grade like 1, 2, and 3. All this sort of mean stuff, and that's what it is, And other people didn't have. They had the total opposite experience. Right. So I'm like, man, it's weird to me. But at the same time, it's something for the Catholics to settle. Right. It's their tribe. And
you start hearing the stories as you get older. I know what you're talking about. Right.
Right. But I mean, people have real grievances. That's right. And they grew up inside your tent. You should address it.
Yeah.
All right. I just resent. Well, I didn't resend. Danny, I just sent it to you. I thought I sent it to you before, but I didn't.
Yo, y'all give me a second real quick. I'll be right back, though, for real.
All right.
My apologies, bro.
Nah, anytime.
Yo, Doc, you beat me to it. My glass is actually empty.
Go ahead if you got to fill up.
It'll take me about 40 seconds, not even.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right back.
That's fine. Because I do want to go back into, I don't know, I just like beating up the topic of the vaccine passport because it's just polarizing depending on the state that you go to. Jason, thank you for the Appreciate Award. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. I wanted to get back when everyone comes back. I want to talk about the vaccine passport again. We was talking about it on the last section. Because to me,
back in a second.
Yeah, no problem. The Crown Royale.
Who that? Somebody sent me something. Who that?
Crown Royale.
Yo, get your boy's broadcasting now. You see it?
Who?
Your boy Danny. Talk with him real quick. Like I said, we can bring him on, man. If we
can.
Yeah.
I what's the name?
Appreciate you as a friend and appreciate you as a... Oh, absolutely. That's what's up.
Oh, man.
Thank you. It's like, Garçon, a box of your finest wine.
So wait.
This is my joint right here, man. It's hard to find this, man. I did a broadcast on the Super Bowl. I went bananas on them, and this just started popping all over the city. Hey, yo, Danny, we see you now, bro.
See him?
Yeah, I see him over there. You just got to get him on real quick. He's trying to hook up.
All right, there he goes. Danny, what's the deal, man?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Doing good. Sorry, I'm speaking a little low because my family's asleep.
Oh, no. I got it.
1 second.
Let's get you in the right view. So let me go. We go this one. And we go. There we go. All right. Yo, so you got to tell me. You started off the conversation, Danny, by I want to apologize if I offended anyone. I'm like, huh?
Oh. Yeah, no, I was like, I wanted to say, I apologize to anyone if I'm not feeling the second team.
You are
Hey, you
really
gotta speak up.
whispering.
You got to speak up.
Oh, I was saying, I wanted to apologize for being a fan of the sucky team. I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, dude, you know it from being in Queens. I mean, we were all at Shea Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
At one time or another, we were at Shea, and it was just kind of like, all right, kind of know how this is going to end, but I mean, we still rolled with it. And that's regardless. Jets, Mets. It was all the same. It was all the same story.
You're right.
But everyone loves a lovable loser.
Ain't that the truth? You got to make them endearing somehow.
Yeah, you have to.
Lovable loser.
86 Nats, man. I mean, that was like the best team I ever had.
Got you.
Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry was a hero.
Yeah, man. So, hey, did you just join Haps? Were you like a periscoper?
I used to be a periscoper, but mostly like a viewer. I was never like a streamer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. I mean, from what I'm seeing, like with Tony was telling us that he's a periscoper, but he never went live, so he would just be a part of the community, and which is cool. But so this past week, Tony, were you like really all wrapped up in Periscope shutting down? Were you like emotionally connected to it?
I'm stuck on Facebook. Periscope, yeah, I'm gonna just tell you the truth, because when I got on, and this is my whole social media truth, man. That MySpace was crap. I came back from the desert in 2009.
MySpace.
Yeah, my sister was like, "You need to get on Facebook." I'm like, "I'm not getting on Facebook." First of all, the military was kind of against you getting on social media because your information being exposed, which I understood. And I told my sister, just let everybody email me. She said, "Don't nobody email no more. Get on Facebook." I'm like, "All right, bump it. Set my account up." So I set my account up, and I promise you, the first day she set my account up, I got 30 invites from much of my high school folks. I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll get with y'all." And my military folks came in. Then I started, and I'm going to admit this is the biggest sin I did on Facebook. I got on that damn Mafia Wars. Man, yo, I tripled my friend list. And when I tell you, I'm still good with about 100 of them right now to this day. And you know, after the game shut down, people started drifting and the fake accounts started going down, whatever. But a bunch of us stayed tight. I mean, literally, it's 10, 11 years later, and we will still holler at each other, happy birthday, do a video, chop it up, whatever, inbox each other, all that. So I met some good folks. So when the Periscope thing came in, my homeboy actually put me onto it about 5 years ago when Tachina Arnold was doing a lot of broadcasts.
Yeah.
Showing me that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I watched it for a little bit. Then I came off. Then I got back on for, I forgot what it was. I got back on for something. And then my homegirl introduced me to Petty. And Petty said she said Petty does broadcasts every now and then. Come then chop it up with her. So I talk to them every now and then. That's how I was running my Periscope. So Periscope dying, all right, cool. They all coming up, going down. Because some of you may have had Google Plus. They were trying to go hard on there. There was a lot of, and I'm gonna go ahead and say there was a lot of pro-black stuff going on in Google Plus, and it kind of tripped. Yes, it was. There was some. There was
like the Google Hangouts. Was it Hangouts?
The Google Hangouts. No, Google Plus.
Oh, the Plus. Yes, Google Plus. I remember that. Okay.
There was some hardcore people I was following. I was like, damn, y'all going in. And what I noticed was everybody was copying Facebook. Facebook is like the Walmart of social media. You can do any and everything up there. They're gonna throw a couple rules here, a couple rules there. Even when I was like certain videos will start popping up. I started watching a lot of Dick Gregory videos. I would get on YouTube. I watched a lot of Jesse Ventura videos because I started coming off of the regular mess looking for that true stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many groups up there. I always tell people, I get some of my info on Facebook and they laugh. Y'all looking at memes and people talking junk. I'm watching who's dropping these truths and things you can find out, things that you can find out that they don't teach you in school. There's a page up there called the Negus Network. They had me for about 2 years. They was dropping so much stuff. I'm like, yeah. And, you know, I'm always watching Farrakhan videos. I've been watching Farrakhan since the 90s. I don't care what nobody say. You got to listen to some of the stuff they say. KRS-One does his videos. Everybody's got something good up there. Just a matter of what you watch. And somebody gives you direction you can run with. You'd be surprised what you can find out up there, separate from what's on the news as well.
You know what, Tony? I agree with you. I didn't mean to interject. I just wanted to say, I like the saying that goes, you take what you want, you leave the rest for everybody else. It's true.
Yeah. And it's all about who you watching and who you're interacting with up there. And I interact with a lot of people all over. Even some of the stuff that was going on last year, I was actually surprised how many people around the world were just as mad as us.
Yes.
And I'm dead serious. They were
pissed.
When they saw how that cop did, old boy, there was people. The protest that was going on was happening all over the world. That blew my mind because we didn't see that type of coverage in the 60s. We didn't realize how many people had our support. So this year, what's going on? Everything pro-black. And I'm going to go ahead and say pro-black and even the Black Lives Matter folks. Some of the LGBTs and all of them, they are all getting support. Everybody's watching us. We got to be kind of cautious on how we doing stuff. And the biggest thing, if we can drop some truths and everybody can kill all these lies and these rumors, I think it'll bring the world together, honestly. Because the media has everybody divided. The media has everybody separated. The media was pushing war. Everybody hates Vietnam from the war. Everybody hates Japan from the war. But when you talk to some of them, they're like, nah, this is what's really happening. Remember that movie Three Kings?
Yes.
George Clooney in there?
George Clooney, yeah.
They told the truth about the war in that movie, didn't they? Think about it. They told them straight up, this ain't about money, it's about oil. They told them dead what's going on in that movie. People got to pay attention. All these international connections we got. And this platform right here, one thing I always tell people, I want to see us kick a lot more truth up here. I want to see us talk real conversations. I'm done with the smack talk. It's funny, it was good, but it gets old, and now we're at a point where it's offensive. Literally, because people are taking comedy and jokes to the extreme, if you will. First it's funny, then it's going to be low down, then it's going to be disrespectful, then it's going to get extreme. That's been the process of comedy, right, for the past 20 years that I've noticed. You go back to the days of Saturday Night Live, then you got the comedy views, then you got the Def Comedy Jams, then you had the snaps. Now you got people going, even on hip hop. It was doing the same thing. First we're going to talk junk, then we're going to battle each other, then we're going to diss each other, now we're killing each other. Everything has gone to the extreme. We got to start stopping shit because the pandemic ain't was killing us so much as our mindsets. Straight up. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
I just want to say real quick, Tony, I agree with you. Some people don't see, some humans don't see, some living organisms don't see. The fact of the matter is that information that disperses internally and externally, when it dissipates, people are going to be either receptive or not, and they choose to hear that, and then they can do what they want with it. But the problem is it's dangerous. Information, whether it's garnered or generated, that can either hurt or kill somebody. You know,
yes,
and it's like a virus.
The thing is, everybody's like, you know, you got to figure it out. You got to go as hard as you can. You can't take a loss. You got to go for what you know. We're taking each other out now. That's the problem. Going for what you know means taking them out. And we got to slow some of it down because it has gone too far. I can honestly say it has gone too far in everything. Right. I mean, take the whole, I'll go ahead and start it. I don't want to do this shit because I really don't care, but this whole jury court case, I don't give a damn what they're talking about. I'm waiting on the verdict. Right. I saw enough evidence on the video where you got to do the due process. Okay, fine. If I was the judge, they'd have to take me off the bench.
Right.
Do I have any? Okay, go ahead and do your argument. I'm going to be like this the whole time. Oh, they're going to be like, Jan, is something wrong? Yeah, something's real wrong. I saw a cop with his knee on a man's neck that was face down with his hands cupped behind his back and two other cops around him. What are y'all talking about? Right. I'm just sorry. I'm just
open and shut case.
Yeah.
Open and
Done.
shut
If a
case.
man, listen, and I'm gonna say it like this: if a man puts his hands on a woman, nobody wants to hear shit. But we got a court case over this. The fuck out of here! I'm sorry.
Hey, Jason, thank you again for another Bravo Award, man. You're outdoing yourself. Thank you, man.
I'm just glad you're enjoying it, man.
What's going on? Yassine from St. Petersburg.
I want to keep it chill, but this is going to start getting me wired, man.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
Once you start drinking some of that
it's
truth serum.
I mean, it's been a little bit of time. I'm trying to flip what's going on with the news, and they just keep talking about it. They ain't nothing to talk about. Is he guilty or not? Give me a break.
Right.
Give me a break, yo. Straight up.
Another Bravo Award, man. Yeah.
Sorry. Throw it up in the other screen.
I hear you. Yo, Danny, you good?
Yeah, man. I'm just I'm
man, smoke your cigarette, man. Put the camera back on. I got my electronic. Fuck out, yo. It's late.
Oh man,
we grown folks right now, man. No disrespect to nobody. And if Haps admins, if y'all watching, we're not going to do no hate speech. We're not going to start no riots. We're just going to talk shit. It's 12:27 Eastern Standard Time. Kids supposed to be in the bed. If you're underage and watching, it is your fault. Turn the damn camera off because we're going in. My apologies, kid. That's the truth, but we're going in tonight.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got to tell you, Yassine, he's the man.
What's up,
he's in the comments right now. He wants to act like he's not the man, but I want to tell you, he's one person who's an ambassador for Haps.
Is he really?
Yeah, no, I've seen him on many occasions helping people, helping new live streamers and everything like that. It's noble what you're doing.
Yeah, the people that's teaching everybody doing it. I didn't realize this
Too bad you
been for 3 years, man.
Share pictures.
Can't share what?
Pictures, because I just took a picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Too bad you can't share images on Haps.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that too, because I want to do like Petty and Izzy do when they do their broadcast and they bring the pictures up and everything.
Yeah,
I want to check that out too, because some of the stuff I want to cover, man, some things I want to talk about, I can't bring it up. I almost want to ask somebody, yo, you know how to do this?
No, you know how to do it. Once you go into your broadcast studio, over to the uploaded section.
So you had to save it to pull it up.
Section.
You got to save it to pull it up, pretty much.
Yeah, that's where you save them, and then you upload them, and then boom, you see how I just brought it in.
Yeah. You stand by for tomorrow too.
All right.
Because I really want to come on and have everybody up, man. Everybody's always broadcasting. I don't get up enough for the people, and there's enough of you up here that interact with. I think we would have a ball.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's no sports on, but I got my boy because
it doesn't need to be sports. There's too much knowledge in here going on.
That's what we got to do, man. This platform's we got to drop some knowledge, man. I'm tired of the nonsense. It's fun, it's hilarious, but people are getting lied on and dying. I'm trying to get past that. You know what I'm saying? All of us up here grown, man. Let's talk some real. We got an international community, man. When we had that crypto,
it really
from Denmark that was up there breaking shit down. I'm just sitting here like this.
Yes. Yo, hey, if you guys are not following Yassine, make sure you follow Yassine.
I got him. I just hit him up.
Make sure you get him.
I just want to say, Tony, thank you so much, man, for spreading the truth, man. I mean,
we got you, and I'm still learning, man. All y'all up here with this knowledge, man. Everybody get up here. Let's something's gonna pop up. We could drop every fact we can and come to a general consensus. We could knock out the United Nations doing what we do up here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I look at it. Everything else, we're gonna have conspiracy theories. We're gonna have rumors. Let's start debating some truths. Just like with religion, when they talk about religion and atheists have a ground to stand on because of how religion is being debunked. There's so much information out there where religion is wrong, no matter how many of us believe. They've already proven that religion was phony, fake, or whatever. But a bunch of us who went through religion with no problems, we're not going to have a problem with religion. We're not. But what's the fact behind religion? There's a story where Jesus came across the earth. Okay, first of all, you can't find out where Jesus birthed, so this is bullshit. You got a story with the Muslims doing this, but the Muslims with this, whatever. Now we got proof that people in the Bible were misinterpreted from a real story in Africa. Nobody really talks about that. And I've actually seen it. There's a real place where there's a real story where this happened. They got a real spot and everything, and that's why you can't find the truth in the Bible, because the real story is down in Africa. Who's talking about the story in Africa? Nobody.
And they don't want to.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Information Man.
That's who I need to see. That's who I need to see. I need him up here, please. I need him up here, please.
I don't know you guys not following him. You got to follow him.
You have got to Ted, I need a favor, bro.
Yes.
He needs to come up here.
I've already invited him.
Information Man, it's West Coast town. Get your ass up here.
They just don't want to hear the
bro.
Check your invite. Check your invite. Information Man, you're already invited.
If you did not see that video he did,
don't act like you don't know, because you want to talk about passion. You want to talk about passion,
bro.
Yo, he's been covering George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, the Derek Chauvin trial.
He's been on it.
It's been passion bucket.
But I'm telling you, you got to see that video he did on reparations, bro. You have got to see that video. He's got to break it down for y'all. I'm so serious.
While we wait for Information Man to come on up. Yo, Danny, you're in IT?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm in IT too, so we got to definitely connect.
Y'all need to have a class up here. All of us need to be in IT.
You know what?
I believe I don't have anything to snack on.
So if you have, here, I'll put my Twitter handle.
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Don't mistakenly send him your OnlyFans, Biz.
He's crazy. All right, so that's my Twitter handle, Danny, and we'll connect offline and we can talk IT, man.
Oh yeah.
I need y'all's IT help, because if I change career fields, that's where I'm going. That's where the money's at. So y'all gonna have to have
the money is, man. I've been saying it for 25 years.
You know what? The military is real big on recruiting people for it too.
Yes.
But the problem is you can't make the money you're supposed to make until you move to another location from where you're at.
Right.
There's only certain cities that's paying 6 figures for it.
That's my LinkedIn there.
I see your LinkedIn. Don't get me started up there. I need some resume work. Well, y'all gonna have me up here all day tomorrow. My second thing.
So Tony, when are you coming on? When are you doing anything special that we need to support?
No, I just want everybody up here. I'm not even so much worried about the wars. I just want people to come up here and we're not just dropping opinions. We're digging up the truths that we found coming together. I want to have the roundtables like that more than anything. I definitely want to talk crypto. I'm definitely looking for all the military veterans. So I got to chop it up with them. And then, we always do the current events. And for you specifically, I was going to say the sports, because you're always doing the sports nights. And I respect that. That's pretty much your original platform. I'm heavy on this. Personally, as far as Haps, I'm heavy on this pandemic. Me personally, I would be heavy on this pandemic and what's going on, because, and I told Petty, I told Randy, I told a few of them this, that's the one thing all of us up here are going to have in common more than anything. How we're handling this pandemic, how we're dealing with it, what's really going on with where you're at, aside from what's on the news. Even when I took the vaccine, I was against it. And I told everybody before, I was against taking the vaccine all last year. But I got a call from my doctor 3 times. They called me. I called them last year. I talked to them last year, and they were like, "You want to get the shot?" No. Why not? No, I'm not getting the shot. I'm good. I'm seeing everything, and I listened to Reza Islam. He told me everything you need to do to stay healthy. You can fight this virus. Period. I'm like, I'm good. I appreciate you, Danny. I see you up there, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
They called me again. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm sitting at home. I've been quarantined, all this and all that. They called me a 3rd time. Now, this year kind of got me because 2 people that I work around, 2 people that work in my location, they died from complications that I knew of.
Right.
One of them was one of my
That was it. So that was it.
That was one of them, because he and I were supposed to be in the wedding together from one of our homeboys, and he died right after the wedding. He couldn't make the funeral. I mean, he couldn't make the wedding because he was on quarantine. He had COVID. He had COVID for about a month. Then I had another dude that I worked with. He died from COVID complications. So I'm sitting here. I've got 2 people that died that work where I work at. I've got at least 20 people that I've been around that were close contacts. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get in there. So I went to the shot. It just hurt my arm. I'm good with that. That second one, and I know I'm friends with y'all. Y'all might not see my broadcast. That second one, man, that next day I was exhausted. I mean, exhausted. I was at work. I'm like, why am I so damn tired and out of breath? My homeboy said, yo, you need to go home. I said, I'm not going home. I got to work. He said, man, come on. I said, nah. He told my supervisor, yo, we may have to send him home. I said, I'm not going nowhere. I came home after shift. I took a nap. I slept like I was drunk. Seriously. I slept like I was drunk. I woke up, made something to eat, went back to bed. I slept that whole night like I had got no sleep all day. I was straight exhausted, man. But the fourth day I caught nausea. But other than that, that was it. I'm not having these complications that other people are having. And that's like I said, what I wanted to do up here is tell you the truth. Let me give you my personal testimony. I didn't pass out. I didn't have to go to the hospital. They didn't have to put me on a ventilator. I had a sore arm. I was exhausted. Day 4, I caught nausea, and then I was done. Right. That was it.
Right.
That was it. So that's like what I'm telling everybody. That's one of the things we need to do up here. The stuff that's going on in Georgia, I know what they say on the bill. Read the bill. Some of those laws, yes. And I'm going to say it on purpose because that's another broadcast I did. I've worked 4 elections in the past 26 years. 2 for mayors of the city that I was in and 2 for the union that I'm in. The beginning of that Georgia bill tells you that they got some of these laws in place based on what happened. And let's be clear. If you voted, you know the BS that's going on in some of these polling places. People are faking ballots.
Of course.
People are trying to get you to coerce. It's in that bill. I'm not defending that bill, but it's in there. We are doing this because this, and everybody knows the BS that happened with Georgia, between Stacey Abrams' election and then this last presidential election. Straight up. I never seen so many people early vote in my life. And I've been voting for 20 years. The early voting lines was an hour at least for a month every day. And I'm like, what's going on? And then that bill specifies we got to do it like this, we got to do it like this, based on this, based on this, based on this. And as far as the water and food, this is going to put me on the fence with a lot of people. When you go vote, you do know that you cannot do any campaigning within a certain distance, right?
Right, correct.
So when you're giving the food and water, what else are they doing?
They're campaigning.
Thank you. That's why they put that law in place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I am not a Republican. I am a Democrat. But all bullshit aside, I'm not mad at them for that line. I'm not, because I know they're doing it. Now, most of your presidential elections, you don't see it because everybody come in, everybody keep to themselves. That's where they're correct at. And then the situation that happened in Atlanta where they was in line for 8 hours just to damn vote. I'm with the Atlanta folks. That's crazy. I'm with the Atlanta folks because it don't make no damn sense that we staying in line this damn long to vote. It don't take that damn long to vote. Then you got the aspect of civil liberties where you got to require 2 forms of ID to vote.
So outraged at this.
What's up, bro?
I just don't understand why. Excuse me. I don't understand why people are so outraged at this. This has always been the way it is. Every time I hear people talk about American elections, I'm just kind of like, what are you talking about? America has been fucking with elections as openly and arrogantly as far back as like the 50s. You know what I'm saying? That was only like 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
I saw Louis Farrakhan state, the Russians have messed with the past 176 elections before this last one.
Why would they do 176? I
didn't realize that there have been 176 elections. That tells me a lot on how much they've been digging in the game. Now, whether it's true or not, okay, fine. But all elections have been rigged some form or some way. I was just watching Bill Maher last week, and the lady said Biden only won by 46,000 votes total. I thought it was BS because I heard 2 million. You see what I'm saying?
Those are the same people who tell you that Hillary Clinton was way ahead and was going to win, right?
Yeah.
Those are also the people who will also tell you when something goes down that the cops are right and don't question it, and you know
that's bullshit. I'll tell anybody that
somebody was drunk or high or there was a gun. Even the media has also played fast and loose with the rules, going back at least to like the Maine, right, when they lied to and got us into the War of 1812, right, the Maine. So I mean, as soon as these people start talking about their honesty and morality, I just kind of like get in my mental time machine and go, all right, okay, yeah.
And see, we all got to
go about my business.
Interpretation. I agree.
People like to be lied to, and people don't like information. So it's a perfect setting for the nonsense you get.
I agree. I know what, I'm about to sit back. I've been talking too much here. My bad. Y'all go ahead.
No. Let's go. Let's go. I mean,
spit the truth, man.
Starting to kick in, bro. It's starting to kick in.
I was going to say, like Tony was talking about earlier, it's just like 1961 when the Kennedy family went to the Chicago outfit and asked them to help them with the election. And that's how they beat Nixon. And not a lot of people talk about that.
How much stuff did we dig into tonight? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'll be here all night. Y'all going to get my brain going. If I see. Y'all going to get me started, man. I'm for real. Ted, I got to save a sports convo for you, though, for real, man. Definitely. Please.
Oh, yeah.
No,
definitely. It's
I'm bringing Bucko. Me and Bucko going to have to dance. I'm sorry. You got to dance.
Bucko and I started doing podcasts back in 2012. We were doing podcasts on Blog Talk Radio.
9 years ago, Biz.
Blog Talk Radio. We were doing podcasts. And
that's a dream job of mine. I don't know why. That's a dream job of mine. I would love to do a broadcast show once I retire from this mess I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you this, too. I said I was going to stop. So you got me started again.
Wait, Tony, hold on. Would you do a weekly show or would you do a daily show?
Weekly. Daily is almost redundant. Right now, daily is redundant because, listen, we've all been Sports Center to where Sports Center ran reruns and we would watch the rerun to see if we missed something.
Right.
I am ETI Around the Horn daily. And both of them shows been on 19 years.
Yes.
I can't handle the stats they kick out, but I watch the news, I watch the shows, and you have to be into the game. And like you and Bucko go, y'all are into the players. Y'all are into the plays. Y'all are into how the managers, man. I just watched the damn game. Y'all jokers is something else, man. I'm doing the George Michael sports machine compared to you jokers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I would love to do a weekly sports show. I just don't cover every sport. I'm basically football, basketball. I might do baseball, but I don't care about baseball unless I'm missing. I just don't.
Weekly sports shows don't cover every sport. They cover what's hot and what's trending, essentially.
Well, they cover the highlights. If
you
do the proper weekly sports show, you can cover everybody in a couple of hours.
Right.
Right. So, but now they're covering draft trades, right? They're covering retirements from the last season. They're covering the Final Four. They're covering COVID, obviously, everywhere. And they're covering opening day. And they'll be writing totally different shit in the fall. So,
yo, Jason got me rolling. I'm sorry. Jason is so right.
It's true.
I used to do that, dog. If you're off on a weekday, you let Sports Center on and took a nap.
And you woke up and you were just like, well, wait a minute. We're about to see the such and such highlight.
Right.
Oh, shit. That's real, man. That's real. But yeah, like I was gonna say, man, to True More.
Nice.
I see you, Danny.
Nice.
I see you, Danny. Y'all really. I was trying to be quiet, and I want to thank Ted, man, for his graciousness earlier. But my son graduated college today, and I'm just like,
congratulations to you,
man. I'm so serious, man. After I got off the phone with you, bro. Thank y'all. After I got off the phone with you, they actually put his name up because they did a virtual graduation,
right?
So they called the students' names, put it on the screen, and I was watching the damn broadcast when it went up on the screen. I told my people at my job, I'm not doing nothing right now because my son's about to graduate college. Y'all kiss my ass. I'm not doing shit till he crossed that stage. And when his name came up, and I screamed out, yes. And I actually sat down and started getting choked up. And, remember when you told me we don't talk about this enough, Ted?
Yes.
I was choked. I was choked up on purpose because I would tell people, y'all don't realize how many times I didn't think I was going to be able to be here. Right. Y'all didn't realize how much I was trying to control myself. Number one, so that he can make it. Number two, so that I could afford it. Number three, so that I could see it happen.
Yep.
Now the Crown Royal Peach is kicking in. I will ask for forgiveness from all of you up here and every admin watching, everybody who's a fan. I'm telling you right now, this is a moment for people.
When you joined earlier,
man.
I said, bro, when you joined earlier, and when you said that, I was like, oh. And then once you dropped that news, I said, oh man. I said, yo, We don't talk about this. We talk about everything else. We talk about everything else that's solely negative.
We do. And to everybody out here, if you are not an African American male, I can't emphasize. You're going to see what's going on in the news. You're going to hear the stories. You're going to see all the negative stuff. There are those of us who try to avoid complications for this moment. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. All of us who are African American males trying to be there for our kids, trying to do everything for our kids. There are some of us out here who can't afford to do what was done for my son. What's up, Information Man?
Hey, what's going on? Good to be here with you, brothers.
This to me, this day was such a load lifted off of my heart, my soul, and my mind. With everything happening over the past year, with everything I was trying to do in my life, with every way that I got played out, with every conflict I avoided, with everybody disrespecting me, with everything I've done to keep a job, with everything I did trying to work my job, with everything I tried to learn to be here, to watch his name come across. He's a college graduate, and I promised my son 5 years ago. I just looked at the post not too long ago. I put up there that when I see him, this is where my money goes. Why do I spend so much money? Because I want to be a part of his life. And he said, when I grow up, I'm going to treat my son the same way. I put a post on it. I said, you're going to be better than me. Remember that. Today was the day he was better than me because I didn't graduate. He did. Mission accomplished.
There you go. Drop the mic. Drop the mic right now.
Now I'm going to look like an ass on social media. I don't care right now.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I don't know, man.
There's nothing wrong about that. Come on, man. You did your part. You did your part.
I don't want to tell you how many times I got shot. I don't want to tell you. I mean, I almost got shot. I don't want to tell you how many times I almost got arrested. I don't want to tell you how many fights I've been in. I don't want to tell you how many times I got killed. I want to tell you how many times I didn't think I was going to make it through my job. I don't want to tell you how many times I didn't think I was going to have the money. All that. And to actually sit here witnessing and watches it, man, this to me is one of the strongest moments as an African American, as a father, as a man, as an adult, as somebody who made it this long, man. I push this on to everybody walking God's green earth. When you make it to this point, you will feel it. For those of you who could not make it for whatever instance or another, give yourself a plan, give yourself a focus, and get there. When people tell you to move on to the next point, you can't do it until you get to the point you wanted to get to. For me, this is my strongest point. When I became a father, I promised myself I'm going to do everything I can for my son to see him cross the stage of what he does not even know. This will get out. I don't even care. I know he's worried about his student loans. I told him I didn't have the money for his loans. So once I get this student loan for you, I'm not going to have no money for 5-6 years. Everything has fallen into place to where I can pay off his tuition right now. He don't even know it. I can pay his whole student loans off. I feel blessed right now.
Yes.
Right on, brother. Right on.
Give yourself a focus.
It's about fatherhood.
Maintain it.
It is, man.
And
we don't hear about these stories enough, Tony.
We don't, man. We don't. Like I said, forgive my
you should be
all of
applauded.
y'all, man. I want y'all up here. I'm enjoy talking to y'all. Forgive me for going off and doing all this and all that. But today is a huge day for me. Last year, I lost my father. I lost my grandfather, and I lost one of my sisters. January and February 2020, all three of them went. And it killed me inside. So when I got up here and started talking to folks, even when I started talking to Petty Easy, I'm still watching them now, so you got to forgive me. Some of the conversations I had kind of lifted me. I had a lot of friends that look out for me. I had people who looked at me crazy, talking about, why are you crying? Real men don't cry. You know how bad I wanted to cuss them out? How you going to disrespect somebody that's got love for family, man? I ain't got nothing for these folks like that no more. I got to be me. All of you who are men out here, all of you who are parents out here, I don't care what gender you are, I don't care how you do it. You make sure these kids make it. The biggest aspect of being an adult or being grown in today's world, straight up and down, you make sure the children make it. That's your job. Damn everything else. I'm going to walk that till the day I die. We protect the kids. And I'm Catholic. You know what they say about Catholic children? They lying. There's a bunch of us Catholics out here. We don't let nothing happen to the kids. We make sure they make it. Come see me on that.
Tony D, what I want to say to you brothers is that I have a theme on my YouTube platform where I talk about the importance of Black fathers in particular, and that we do matter. There's a lot of us that are, and I'm a father myself. There are a lot of us that are taking care of business. You know, there was I think there was a study or an article that said out of all the fathers in this country, who do make their child support payments when you're in that situation, Black fathers are actually paying and supporting their kids even more so than what they put out there in the mass media. And I think it's time for us to reclaim those of us that are fathers that are doing what we're supposed to do. I think we need to reclaim and talk about that more, promote that more, and not be ashamed of it. You know, we're doing a lot, and we don't get the credit for it. But it doesn't matter, because I do what I do because I love my child. That's right. The bottom line. It's natural.
Yes, I'll fight everybody up here. I don't care. I'll fight everybody up here, man. Damn everybody. We're gonna talk some real, but to come to the kid, let's do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's do it.
Hey, I want to thank Minister of Music, Terrence Trower, Peter from HAPS. Thank you for joining in and commenting. Appreciate it. True.
There's a few people that's coming in from I connected my YouTube channel, so there's a few folks that are coming in that follow me on the YouTube. Good folks.
Yo, bro, do me a favor too. Post your video up there on the reparations. I've been meaning to talk to you for the past 2 weeks about that damn video, man. You killed it.
I tried to tell you, man. If you look at the numbers and you break it down, and I have the numbers in there,
please send me that link.
I can do it.
Dude,
can you
let me talk to you though, for real. And you know what, Ted? Stop me when I go too far.
Ted, I'll send it to you. If that's I can send it to you. No problem. No problem.
You can share it in the chat room if you want.
Okay.
Hey,
all right. Let me go ahead.
I do want to say this, Michael Bathurst. We love you. Thank you for your inspiring live streams in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. You are appreciated.
Nice.
I want to say shout out to the Minister of Music. I've been following that brother. He's a very spiritual brother, very good channel. So I want to say shout out to him, and no nonsense that's in there. Really good folks.
They're really good folks.
Oh yeah, really good folks.
Very,
and that's a brother who's a father, committed spiritually and committed to his family, and really good brother.
Okay. Hey man, I need to holler at you too, Ted. If I go too far, man, you start.
No. Don't stop. Don't even say that.
I'm gonna say it. Because I didn't start this broadcast. I don't control this.
I'll be
right back. I'm in my information man.
It's an open line. You can sit
information
man.
Yeah, I want you to express yourself, man.
Let me talk to you.
That's what this is about.
Show your emotion. Express yourself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Y'all want to rewind this and play me out 20 years later. I got all y'all numbers. I'll just let you know now. Yeah. But straight up and down. The numbers you
hey, don't worry. Tony D, you know you can find me in New York.
Hey, yo, you ain't hard to find up there, B. You know, I got people up there.
Let's go Mets.
But honestly, the numbers you put down for the reparation bill, you brought them down to a workable number, and you said that on your video. I commented on your video to let you know I'm watching. I commented on one of your broadcasts to let you know that I did see it in case
I
you
appreciate that.
And I'm going to tell you like this. The number you put down was lower than the number I saw on the bill, which I will give you that. And I don't think it'll be turned down. Your numbers was also, I think, less than what I saw Reza Islam broadcast last year, what he saw as far as the reparations bill. So for those of you who did not see what he said, and like I said, if you could put your link up there in this conversation, because I was telling Ted about it, he hadn't seen it, and everybody was looking for it.
Okay. I'm going in the archives of my channel. I'll get to the video, and then I'll throw the link of it in the chat.
I did.
And I'm gonna help you. You're gonna see my comment on it within the past 2 weeks.
The exact wrong time to go.
And for everybody out there, let me just say this, for everybody out there that's watching on my YouTube channel, The Information Man Show, this is a multi-broadcast that's broadcasting on all platforms. It's Brother Ted Hicks's show. He does this late night parents, and he invited me up. And because I'm also a part of the HAPS app, y'all should check it out. I was able to detach my YouTube channel and all my social media right into his broadcast. So this is Brother Ted Hicks show tonight, and I'm a guest. I just want to let folks know. But I wanted the folks that follow me to check this brother out as well, and check out the discussion. Let me find this video.
Y'all find that video.
And like I said, Tony, I was moved. Yo, I
You
was
know
moved.
what? One of my coworkers told me that too, because he saw me when the name came across. He said, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie, you got me choking up right now." I said, "Listen, I ain't trying to be like this, but for those of us that don't make it, for those of us who swear we could be in this position, I kind of felt the celebration."
Yes.
I just lost a cousin 2 weeks ago up there in Queens. If you see the story in Queens about a dude that got shot, his name was Ishmael. That was my cousin.
Okay.
Oh wow.
His sisters is going through it. His brother's going through it. The other side of his family that I don't know, one of his brothers reached out and said, "Yo, how you know this dude?" I said, "That's my cousin. Who you?" In case I got to make that trip. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "No, this one of his brothers." Before I hit his sisters up, she was like, "Yeah, that's one of our brothers. Don't worry, he good." I said, "I just want to make sure he good." But they had the funeral. I did a broadcast about it. I don't think it came on Haps. I got to figure out why Haps wasn't going to my Facebook, because a lot of times when I broadcast up here, I could put it on 2-3 other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But it was bothering me. These past 2 weeks have been rough for me, man. So, like I said, I'm trying to hold myself down, but I appreciate the leeway, man. I appreciate the open, and that's to all of y'all, man. True or more, I know we ain't really chop it up, but you sit back chilling with us. I'm glad you ain't just walk off because I'm doing too much information, man.
Nah. Tony,
I'm just feeling like that, man. We
before.
got purposes up here. We got purposes up here. People got ideas they want to kick out. I start going off, man. It ain't even necessarily a lick. I just got to free my mind every now and then with the shit I'm going through. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody up here. I appreciate Izzy and Petty for all the stuff they do. I appreciate my homegirl Ife, Revolution McGinnis. If he see this, all of it. You know who we chop it up with, Ted. You know we be getting up with everybody up here, man. Definitely. So I throw that out on purpose. That's why I try to do my broadcast. I want all of y'all up there, man.
And just for just for Information Man and Tony to know, True and I have been friends. We began being friends in 1976. To let you know how real it was.
It's a long time.
Y'all brothers, man.
Man, y'all brothers, man. Y'all might as well just get on over it. Y'all brothers.
There you go. So when you throw out some numbers like that, you like, whoa.
I ain't saying nothing else, man. Y'all brothers. Bump that. Y'all ain't friends. Y'all brothers.
Right.
You know that's the rule. Shoot, 76, and y'all still friends today?
Come on, man.
Look, this dude got cheese.
I found some cheeses under Eric's nail.
Call
someone up on the phone.
Absolutely.
Don't have to talk to them for a year, and you get right into it.
I have some monkey food around here someplace.
Hey, yo, Granny, I appreciate you, man. I see your comments, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna find a roast line on the computer table.
Appreciate you.
For the last 2 hours, I've been like looking around.
Hey, so Information Man, you've been doing something really remarkable this past week. Not just this past week, but ever since you've come to the platform. And I want to thank you again for, I don't know, it might have been a couple of months ago when True and I were airing a stream, and you said, "Yo, let me get up in there." And I was like, "Well, come on." So, and I gotta say,
thank you. I want to thank you for being gracious enough to let me come on in and talk to you and Brother True. I mean, you could have easily been like, "Man, who is this dude? Get out of here." You know what I'm saying? But you guys were very hospitable. And ever since then, I've been rocking with you. And it's been a minute since I've seen True, so I'm really glad that I'm able to be able to be on this platform when he's back on, because I really like his style, and it was a good conversation. You know, even if we agreed with this or disagreed with that, it was just a great discourse.
It's always a spirited debate with True. It's always
right.
It's always
spirited.
Yeah, man. I've been
tell you. There's nothing like watching some of your shows and where you're taking, you're doing your research. I appreciate the passion this week on this topic with Derek Chauvin, the Derek Chauvin trial.
Oh God, man.
The passion that you've had. Like I'm sitting there and I just turn it on because I get the notification. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts about what's going on? I mean, it's crazy, and there's more, and I knew it was bad when we all seen it, but to see all the footage that we didn't get a chance to see so
Even
up close
worse.
and personal like that, it's crazy.
10 times worse.
Yeah.
It's 100 times worse. And right now, I told True, we were streaming earlier, and I said, you know what? I'm going to hold off from my comments because this is week one, and I want to see, okay, the prosecution is going to finish, and then the defense is going to take up because we're going to watch this defense attorney rip this man's character apart. Rip the
Ben was doing the good cop. I was doing the bad cop. I was like, nah, I've seen it all. I don't need to see no more. I'm coming back to the verdict.
It's a hard watch, but I think we're forced to watch it. We are forced to watch it because you know what? Any given day, that could be any of us.
I think we watched it already. We don't want to see it over and over and over again, and that's what we're doing here.
Oh, that's true.
But okay, we know fair trial and all, seriously, but now where's the punishment? Because we're all in some stuff goes down, and the whole community is in complete agreement about it. You know what I mean?
Right, Ted. Let me put this on the table real quick. The thing that really jumped out to me is when the young man that was being the young man who engaged with George Floyd when he was alive, he said something that I think was paramount. He said that when George gave him the $20 bill, he said that I didn't really feel that George knew that he slipped me a bill that was fake. But on the other hand, the other guy that was in the car with the hat, I was jumping on that too. That guy that he had in the car, I think that was that was the beginning of his trouble. I think that guy admitted, the young man said that guy did give him, or he tore a $20 bill that was counterfeit and threw it on the ground. So his feelings was that George didn't really know that he gave me that kind of bill, but the other guy that he had in the car with him was sort of, I think that guy was a contributor to this, whatever shady French, whatever. You get the wrong person in your life around you in your car and bad things could possibly happen.
Right.
That's just a side note to me.
Right. I think he moved from Texas to when did this happen?
It happened, what was it, May 25th?
I'm like, but in the place in Minnesota, Missouri.
Over on Chicago and 30th Ave, I think it's called, or something like the Cups Food.
And he ended up moving into like essentially the same group of people that he moved away from.
Right.
It looks like.
You would think that you move away to get away from an environment to start your life fresh.
Right.
But I personally
breeds like, right? He could have just stayed where he was and started hanging out with people who went to the library a lot, right? It's what you're running from, and at the end of the day.
But at the end of the day, no matter who his friends were or what have you, a man doesn't deserve to be choked to death.
No,
because of a $20 bill. There are certainly people out here doing worse types of crimes than a counterfeit bill. And any of us on this panel could be slipped a $20 bill that's not real, beyond to our knowledge. You can get it out of a teller machine and not know that it's fake unless you really examine the money like that.
Right.
I can't even begin to share with you like some of the stories. I mean, I come from an Italian background. And for me, when I used to live in Arizona, I used to get stopped by Maricopa County Sheriff's.
We can barely hear you.
Hey, Danny, you got to talk up.
I was saying, I can't even explain to you how many times I used to be stopped by Phoenix police in Arizona because I have olive skin, so I look like I'm Latino, but I'm really Italian. So one time I got stopped by Phoenix police, and they said they spoke to me in Spanish, and just ominous of the entire thing. I was like, you know what, I'm going to be facetious. So I responded back to him in Italian, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, you matched the description of someone in the area. He told me in Spanish, and I spoke to him again in Italian, and then they said, and he said, you have a good day, sir. And I was like, I replied back to him in Spanish, and I said, you have a good day, sir. And I'm like, Really? I match a description of someone in the area. It just
There's a
shows
lot
you
of
just the
these
quandary.
dodgy.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you've been profiled pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, no disrespect. Welcome to the club. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I agree with you. I totally agree with you, Tony.
Straight up.
That's something.
Man, this dude gonna make me True More gonna make me go start eating, man. This dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me go
I'm
get
not
my
trying
food
to
out,
cook
man.
anything either.
Well, I gotta bring this up, Ted. I gotta bring this up for the discussion.
This might as well be a steak dinner because I was starving.
The defense team is using an old playbook.
Yes.
Where they go from the black man who was the one that was saying, "Hey, you guys, he's not breathing, man. Check his pulse." And then, of course, he called him a bum. But they went from calling him creating this thought of he's the angry black man. Then they went into the reflection of, well, the neighborhood isn't really a good neighborhood. And then the crowd outside, which is a reflection of the bad neighborhood, became a crowd of mobs. Right. I'm thinking to myself, a mob, look, you had children out there, you had older people out there, you had white folks out there, black folks out there, you had all kind of folks out there. And so I'm wondering to myself,
Exactly.
Straight up. And information, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I didn't catch a lot of your broadcasts. The biggest problem I have with this trial is I'm just waiting on a verdict. I ain't got no question.
Right.
I don't have no question.
We was something an hour ago on the other pod.
Yeah.
It comes down to you seeing all the horribleness, and at the end of the day, like I said, the defense attorney can give you a good enough reason that stands against what you saw, and what everyone who is not like you saw, like you said, white women, old people, young people. Like people from all walks of life. And then not just people standing on that corner, when you broadcast it, people all over the world was like, what the fuck is this? So, excuse my language, but so what can you say about that? You know, and this is what it comes down to. Like I said, I'm waiting on the verdict because I don't see, you haven't told me anything that's compelling. If he would have been like, insanity verdict, and in his memo book of what passes for the memo book, he wrote sad poetry, and then you go, oh well, maybe he was fucking crazy, all right, but none of that's going on. He's not saying he was crazy. He's saying he's doing his job. So he's saying it's an everyday occurrence that I act like this. It goes.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And the rest of the people are going, are you fucking nuts? So I don't really see how this does anything else other than wait for the verdict to come down. And when the verdict comes down, he's gonna do like,
hey, I want to
3 counts. If he's guilty of everything, he's looking at 31 years to life, right?
Yeah.
If you find him guilty of only one of the charges, he's looking at 10 and a third to. I'm sorry, it's not to life. It's 10 and a third to 15. So if he got convicted on everything, it's 31 years to 15, 30, 40. So it's 31 to 45 years.
Right.
I mean, he can still walk, whereas everyone else who's brown gets life sentences. It's like I'm waiting for the verdict.
Yeah.
And mind you, like I said, as a former cop, I respect the profession. The job is dangerous. A guy got killed today, right? But at the end of the day, they've let these knuckleheads set up these fifth columns in police departments all over the world, going back 200 years, so they could feel important, right? So, I mean, and that's what it is, and you still have that element, and no one has. I always say, America's about will. I mean, you don't need any more new laws. This is about the will to stop the nonsense that's going on, and they don't have to stop it. And who did you vote for? Biden man, don't even get me started. So
True, you would agree with me that there's already a lot of laws on the books, but they need to enforce them. Why
Yes.
don't they enforce? Like,
But
for
will.
example, when it comes to hate crime, there's
Exactly.
already hate crime bills. Just enforce what's already in the
Just
law.
enforce them.
The base
Why don't they
minimum
enforce
of a
it?
hate crime is already
If they're not about anything.
whether it's
Yeah.
assault or murder or any of that. You know, that's the base element. And if you had done that, you wouldn't need special categories for race that you ignore anyway. I mean, there's a civil rights division, and they never indict anybody.
Right.
They never do anything. So where's the will? But now all of a sudden, there's a ton of laws, you know, against. Man, it's
You
So
know
we
what I
have
had a
somebody in
problem with?
the
yeah.
we have
You know what I
somebody
had
in
a
the
problem
chat.
with? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We got
I
Miss
just wanna say-
12. There's go ahead, brother.
No, I just want to say this real quick. First problem I had with this whole situation was when the family received the settlement before the criminal trial. I said, this reeks.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, information man.
No, I wanted to say that some of the people in the chat room, Haps, the whole 9 yard, 12 Vales, there's few folks that feel like that they think that there's a chance that Derek Chauvins is going to get off. That concerns me when it goes into what you just said, Ted, about the money, the payout that
They
they
got the
got.
money already.
They
They got it already.
But it definitely concerns me as to whether, at the end of the day, will this individual do prison time or jail time, whatever you call it? And I hope it does come to that. Everybody, tonight we're on Haps. So if you haven't checked out Haps, check out Haps. I attached this video to my YouTube channel, but this is really my man Ted Hicks's show tonight.
Yeah, these are your people coming up. I know it.
These are my people that are coming in.
I'm like,
But I want to make sure that people recognize that on Haps allows you to attach all of your social media to everything at one time. So I'm simply still like I'm a guest, but it's plugged into my YouTube channel as well. And it's really great because it brings a lot of people in to the program. So I see Natural coming in. So we have a lot of great people that are coming in.
Yeah.
But, this is Late Night Parents, Ted Hicks's show. And I just plugged it in. We got my man Court TV. Just super chatted me, Court TV. I like that. That's a good brother there, Brother Logic. Brother Logic. And then there was Junk Closet, the sister Junk Closet. She sent the super chat. But thank you for coming over. I'm basically sharing the brother's show into my YouTube channel because this is what Haps allows you to do. It allows you to put everything in the Facebook, Twitch, everything, ladies and gentlemen. And so this is great to be able to just plug his show right into here like this so everybody can hear.
Hey,
But that's the commercial announcement. I'll stop.
I'm actually scared of you right now because you got more people than we got family popping up here. I mean, damn.
So I got to say this much, information man. The passion that you had the other day,
Yes,
I was like, oh my, first of all, brother, you gotta either via Twitter DM, you gotta give me your phone number or something.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you my personal information. No problem.
About this case.
God,
I said,
no problem, brother.
Yo,
so we
you
can
got
talk.
a whole fleet up here. Good God.
Between you,
what's up, everybody? Peace to you. Thank you for supporting.
What's up, y'all? What's up,
Brother Ted Hicks tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Whoa!
I'm just saying, look at all these people.
So Hicks, yeah, I'll give you my personal information in the back chat, man. We'll set it off
because the stuff that you and Trey we're talking about. I like what's going on. I like what's going on with your show. I really do. And hopefully, Peter was in here earlier. I'm gonna pull his coat because number one, got to get you a VIP badge and stuff like this. I mean, come on, man. You need to be on that page.
I saw that swag.
You need to be on that front page because you're covering a specific demographic.
Here we go.
You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
I gotta holler at
Quite honest with you, I'm just really at my wits. I'm just sick of this continuing to happen. I'm just sick of it.
You said that.
I'm just tired. It's become draining. My 51 years seeing this, and there's people older than me that are seeing this, and it's just. And I know it was worse for our people back in the day. It was even worse for us back in the day than now, but I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Because that could have been any of us. That could have been any of us, gentlemen. Any of us.
Yes.
Let's be
I
clear.
said that about 15 minutes ago. That could have been any of us that passed that $20 bill.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
100.
I mean, because each of us has been pulled over
Yes,
by law enforcement.
Yeah,
somewhere where we were out of control or we was in disadvantage. Absolutely.
Look, if there was will to stop it, you wouldn't be pulled over and have to worry about anything because those guys would know that they're not going to beat it in their unions or in open court, and it's just a history of being all right to be done.
So true. Remember when I saw you in Virginia? Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Like 2 years ago.
Like 2 years ago. So we were leaving Virginia. As we're leaving, I get pulled over. The officer asked me this question. He said, "Hey, how you doing?" I say, "I'm doing great. How are you?" And he says, "So I gotta ask you for your license and registration." I said, "Okay."
Right.
I said, "Was I doing anything, officer?"
Right.
He was like, "Yeah, you." It was one of those speed traps where you're doing 65 and then it goes down to
a block. It goes down to 30.
Were you in South Hill or Emporia?
I was in Virginia Beach. I don't know. I can't even tell you.
I grew up in Virginia Beach. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So he says to me, "Okay, so everything is good." I said, "Yeah, everything is good." I said, "Hold on. Let me get you. Here's everything. This you're taught to lay out the, your insurance card, your this, your that." And he was like, "No, I don't need the insurance card." I said, "Okay." He said, "So the owner of this vehicle is going to be is going to have the same last name as
registration
as the registrant?"
Right.
I said, "Yes, said person is me."
Right.
And he was like, "Okay, I just wanted to check." I said, "Yeah, you can go check and whatever." So he goes back to his car. So I'm there with my wife. It's a Sunday, and I'm saying to her, I said, "Man," I said, "watch this guy come back with a $300 ticket." So he comes back and he says, he said, "Mr. Hicks, I want to let you know this is the cleanest license I've ever seen." I said, "I don't even know what you're talking about right now." I said, "Did I get the ticket or did I not get the ticket?" He was like, "No, you don't get the ticket." He proceeds to hand me back the registration and everything else. And he says, "Well, I just want to let you know in the next 5 miles, the speed is going to go back to 65.
Right. Okay.
He was like, "Enjoy North." He said, "Enjoy Eastern Long Island. Your trek back to Eastern Long Island."
That was polite.
Hold up.
AF.
Where was you at? There's nowhere in Virginia Beach you can do 65.
So what's the problem here, Biz?
Well, the problem,
other than having been pulled over, he was polite. And
he was polite. I was shook because I was just like, "Oh, okay."
All right.
It was right after I had paid the toll.
Okay.
So you was on the Bay Bridge Tunnel.
Yes.
So you was on the other side, on the eastern shore.
Yes.
You wasn't in Virginia Beach. You was on the eastern shore.
I was leaving Virginia Beach.
Yeah. So you was going north.
Yes, I was heading back home to New York.
You was on the eastern shore side of things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ain't none of us over there that I don't know of. So. I said it. What they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'll come back.
Great White, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Trey? I'm a little all right, Ted. I'm going to admit to you, I'm halfway gone right now. So
no, that's fine.
I just took my pills. It was after 1, and my son's gonna get up in about 5 hours. So
That's fine.
I appreciate the convo, man. This has been a trip. This has been awesome for real, man.
Nah, man. Nah, I appreciate all of you guys.
I've been waiting to do this for a minute. And I'm double broadcasting because there was nothing on TV. I'm watching Armageddon for the 500th time.
I want to thank Danny Salerno who joined us.
I appreciate all the comments up there too. Like I said, I ain't mean to get in my feelings, but you gave me that leeway, man. I do think.
Nah, come on, man. We brothers, man.
This is a day, true or more. This is our second go around, man. We're gonna do some more. You know what I'm saying? Keep coming with yours, man. No matter what. I see Trey popping up. Oh hell! Oh, not the sportsman. Not the sportsman. I see him up there. Yeah, he be going in too. What's up, bro?
Trey, what's going on?
Hey, what's good, guys? How you doing?
I'm good. Did we lose, old boy, man? What's up?
Yeah, we lost Danny.
Wow.
We lost Danny.
Wow.
But I think his family was sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Danny's back. All right.
So we got all 6 of us now. Good. This is a full round table right here. Congratulations.
This is it.
This is a full round table, straight up.
This is it. But yeah, it's something, man.
This is a full round table right here. All right, I might last another 35, 40 minutes. I'm not making no problem.
So Trey, with everything that's going on, when do you broadcast?
Normally I've been broadcasting on Mondays for Feel Good Mondays. I was on to break the story about what's going on in Washington D.C. However, I guess something wrong with my phones. I had to call my provider, and I couldn't even do my broadcast that I wanted to. So instead, I put my videos on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Hey, I do want to say, Tiffany Jackson says, due to the violence of so many of our people have endured at the hands of the police, many of us are terrified when we're pulled over for anything.
That's fact.
Tiffany, yeah. I'm telling you, Tiffany, I was with my wife, and I'm sitting here like, okay, how is this going to play out? Because I'm playing this whole thing out in my head. And I'm like, all right.
That's facts. And if you're not scared, your family's scared.
That's true.
That's the whole thing right there, based on how they portraying everything and how they advertising killing us. I'm gonna say that shit again. They advertising killing us. I got a problem with that. What the hell we got a court case for? Guilty or not guilty? If a man put his hands on a woman, y'all ain't even gonna have no damn trial. It's already over. Look at how they did Ray Rice. But ain't nobody say shit to Solange. I said it. Am I lying?
It's not the same thing.
It's not?
Same. No, it's not.
You're right, because Solange kept hitting him. They ain't put it in court. But Ray Rice lost his whole career.
But this is
why he lost his whole career, man.
He lost his whole career. What's up, Abyss?
Well, yeah, but again.
What's good, Abyss?
Abyss, what's going on?
And I say that on purpose because, like I said, Ray hit him one time, okay, fine. You see how Solange was wailing on Jay-Z? I don't care how much money he got.
But at the
talk to me. You know what? I ain't even gonna lie to you. Talk to me about
at the most, please. Solange weighs what, 105 pounds, and as someone who's been hit by women before,
me too.
It's wholly, annoying. It's not even unpleasant. It's just annoying.
Hold on. I'm sorry. That was excellent the way you said that. It was annoying. That is excellent the way you said that.
It's a totally different beast when a guy hits you. And then Ray Rice was a working athlete at the height of his career, at the height of his youth.
That's fair.
So I mean, yeah. So it's not the same animal. But I do think women get away with straight murder. There's always been Karening. Karening killed Emmett Till, for God's sakes, right? And there's always been just kind of like,
wait now, and he ain't even touch her.
Yeah, no, it was a complete and utter fallacy of what transpired, and it killed a 13-year-old boy. So, it is what it is.
Hey, Omega Dread said George Floyd didn't deserve the death based on the vengeance, but when you're on drugs, you're absolutely a danger to yourself.
And let me say this too, bro. No apology, no disrespect, but no nonsense.
It depends on the drug and the person. And the state of the person before anybody's a danger to themselves. Just because you're on something doesn't mean you're a danger to anybody, much less yourself.
That's true. What No Nonsense said, she wasn't keep her hands to herself because she didn't want to get hit. It's not about you getting hit, but I would tell you thank you for keeping your hands to yourself. Most of our sisters don't.
No, just keep your hands to yourself. But every woman should know how to defend herself. It's a different animal.
But guys,
don't hit a guy, but know how to knock a motherfucker out.
Facts, Ray.
That's it. That's it right there.
The facts.
That's it right there.
Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead, Danny.
Oh no, I was just gonna read something here on CNN. It said defense attorney is now not concentrating. I think prosecution, one or the other, are not concentrating on Chauvin's actions, saying that the actions are not going to be relative for the prosecution or something to that effect. Basically saying like his actions shouldn't be admitted or something that shouldn't be concentrated for the court case. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's essentially what the court case is all about, is what he did.
All right.
Exactly.
Hey,
All right,
information man.
I had got a phone call, so that's why I was kind of like absent from the discussion. So I want to say peace to the Bay Area. We got a brother from the Bay Area in the chat room as well.
Dude.
And he was saying that all the good folks that then came in, we got my man Court TV. That's my man Logic, real deep brother. And peace to everybody out there. But Lions Den, I see you up here, man. What's going on?
what's good, Info?
I'm surprised to see you, man, because I know you be working those late night hours.
Wow, yeah. I'm glad everybody invited me in because I'm enjoying this. This is pretty awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, I do want to say this. Info, your man Court TV says George Floyd is the wrong face for this movement.
Who the fuck are you to tell who's the right face for somebody's movement? I'm sorry.
I'm shaking my head, yo. That is.
I love the passion.
I would say this.
Why? No, I'm gonna go with what I originally said. Who are you to say who? Look, since about the mid '70s, white politicians have been picking black heroes in black society. So you might want to watch that. And now they're telling you who you should lose your shit over when they get killed. My last few years on Facebook, I was perpetually defending Kanye West because they were always talking about canceling him, something about him and Taylor Swift, and then him and somebody else. And I was like, he's the guy you're going to cancel? All these other people are talking about guns and drugs and murder in their own neighborhood. I've never heard Kanye West go in like that. Why? And there's a reason for it. And to this day, this society has this issue with Kanye West. And I think it's because
Kanye West,
George Bush don't like black people. And it goes back to that. And the people in charge, the people in power, if this was Russia or Iran or somewhere else, we would be done with Kanye, right? But I think this is why this society has its scores off him. Kanye West is I said it before and I'll say it again. Kanye West is a fucking genius.
Anytime a man tells you that black people wanted to be slaves, and a man who I think his mother taught African American studies, so he should know better than that because there were hundreds and hundreds of slave revolts all across this country during the time of that period. And there were slave revolts on the ship. So anytime a black man or anybody says that, that ain't intelligence to me. That's stupidity to me, my brother.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I got to tell the truth on that one.
All right. Okay.
Because that's not a genius. Now, he might be a genius when it comes to his music, but he hasn't shown genius when it comes to social issues like that.
I got my own out for what you just said. I said Kanye West is a fucking genius. I didn't say he was a political astute observer of society. The media says that, and then they point.
Tony D, thank you, man.
Ask him his opinion.
Thank you, Tony. Much love, man.
We'll catch up, man. Definitely. I got to jump on the broadcast real quick.
Tony D, you got to jump off, brother. You jumping off?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over jump over to Izzy then real quick for a little bit before I go to bed. But I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Everybody stand by tomorrow afternoon, most definitely. All right.
Definitely.
I just think maybe, yeah, he's a genius with his music and all of that, but all of his
why would
behavior.
You just ask him about politics and I ask him about medicine?
Well,
they set these traps, and your arrogance gets you to walk into them, and then people buy in.
But true,
but
true. Hold on, let him speak. True, let him speak.
But True, let me ask you this question, True. Why in today's time are we looking to entertainers and rappers and all these kind of folks to be the spokespersons for the black community? There was a time when these kind of folks weren't our spokespersons.
No one's looking to entertainers.
But that's how.
Do anything.
But that's how.
The media is giving you these people, like I said 5 minutes ago. You don't pick your heroes anymore. The media told you, and they give you your distractions too. And Kanye West is one of them. Kanye West, I think, is a once in a 50-year type of person. Mm-hmm. That don't mean I want him talking about my politics. And the people who are happy to sing you off down these tangents, down these rabbit holes, by telling you Kanye West said this about Taylor Swift, and he said this about da-da-da. And you go, oh, now all of a sudden you're following the soap opera that they wrote for you. I'm only concerned about the problem and how to fix the fucking problem.
You're making him relevant. Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think that the reason why I made that criticism is because I think that what happens is
the media wants you to do it. You should take pause and go, why does the media want me to hate this person?
No, it's not. No, listen to what I'm saying, True. It's not about me hating him or anybody. It's just about saying that Kanye West isn't. I get it, but Kanye West, when it comes to certain subject matters, when every time it's a subject matter like the one that I just mentioned that he said that was kind of silly, ridiculous. Yeah. When he's asked those kind of questions, he says things that are reckless.
The pop singer,
and what happens is
global interactions wrong.
Right.
I don't know when I asked Taylor Swift any of this shit.
You know? Right, but they know the media knows exactly who to go to for the bait and switch. They know exactly who they can talk to that will set it off.
Because you're obsessed with it. Look, listen.
I'm not obsessed with anything.
And I may be a little weird, but this is where I function.
You said I'm obsessed.
If I'm walking down the
man, I'm gonna laugh.
And I'm bouncing to. I don't listen to Jay-Z. If he's on the radio, he plays. I don't buy his stuff. I'm not going to see him. And I go to see a lot of concerts. I don't like his message because I grew out of it. It was fine for me when I was 25, right? But you see George Floyd and I'm about to say Emmett Till and Yusuf Hawkins. But you remember Yusuf Hawkins, Biz. But you see George Floyd and Tamir Rice and all these things, you just kind of go, okay, I want better in the community. And then you realize who made the community bad, and then you begin to judge them for it. On the other end of this, when the media comes to me and goes, you should be outraged at fucking Kanye West, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Kanye West is not my problem. My problem is all these cats rapping about selling drugs and fuck black women and guns and all this shit. That's my problem. So I think you want me to be outraged at this thing. I'm not doing that. I think anybody
that says something, especially someone that's of our race, that has a strong influence, not only nationally, but internationally, that says something reckless.
Yeah, they can be wrong.
Let's hear me out, True. Someone who has his kind of platform, when he says something, it rings a different bell. It has a different stroke to it and a different power to it than someone like myself who doesn't have that type of reach and influence as he has. Yeah, so that's why I said that I'm not making it a focus of my whole life. But what I'm saying is people like him and others like him who have those platforms and say things, it can be very dangerous and reckless because of the influence that they can have over many people. When you and this is part of the misunderstanding. When he says that, he's fucking up history because what he said is not true in history. Okay. That's the fact. And we got kids that look up to him, man.
All right. I'm agreeing with you. But here's the thing. You're going in like he's a scholar leading people off the wrong path. And I'm going in like, why would the media barons and these conglomerates ask him this question in the first place, and then not ask Jay-Z, who's perpetually talking about racist bullshit, or any, because there's a game behind it. I'm refusing to give them any attention to the game. I'm looking at, so I think, like I said, Kanye West's music is great. We all agree. He came out 10 years after Jay-Z. Jay-Z discovered him, made $2 billion twice as fast, right? Just all this, he taps in like Marvin Gaye tapped in. Having said that, don't want Marvin Gaye telling me about, well, actually, Marvin Gaye, I'll give Marvin Gaye some room on some of this, but I wouldn't want him telling me about something that I'm pretty sure he knew nothing about.
But the difference,
or liquidity
true,
or any of this.
True.
And this is the thing, they give you something to be angry about. And people are happy to be angry about Kanye West. I'm not agreeing with everything.
Let me just say this, True.
Yeah.
When you look at black entertainers like Ahara Belafonte or some of the black folks from way back when, they actually went through racism. They actually, I'm naming, True, let me finish my point, sir.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
I named one person, Harry Belafonte, because he was involved in protest and what have you. Maybe someone like a Dick Gregory. You had black folks that were quote unquote that were celebrities like a Muhammad Ali, who went back a little bit, and even the 70s, 60s, and 50s, who sometimes would speak out about issues that were happening to us. And guess what? When they were speaking out, they were 100% on point. You know why? Because they were experiencing that racism. They were experiencing having to go through the back of the damn bus or the back of the damn hotel, right? Like Sammy Davis Jr., right? So when they would speak out on stuff, you could feel what they were saying. They knew what the hell they were talking about. They had experience. A Kanye West, when he speaks out, or someone like him, he don't know what the hell he talking about. He ain't experiencing it. And he's not experiencing the understanding of history, and saying that black people wanted to be slaves and all that kind of nonsense. That's nonsense. And it also when you look at somebody like James Baldwin, who was also a pretty famous cat who wrote about these sort of stuff, it disrespects our past. It disrespects the celebrities who were on point that came before him. They go to Kanye West because they know Kanye West is a buffoon. They're not gonna go talk to somebody in the celebrity world that's on point, that's got their knowledge on point, because they're gonna get a real statement. They go to their buffoons and their court jesters, man. I'll stop right there.
First of all, they're not going to anybody. Who's on point? Who are they going to go to? They're uninterested in going to anybody who's on point on anything.
That's you just made my point. So they go to the clowns like him.
If Kanye West has a mental illness like Britney Spears has a mental illness, why are you talking to him about this shit? You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Oprah's out here telling you, okay, let's not talk about Kanye
a woman
West.
Who's never married, a woman who doesn't have kids, but she knows everything about family.
Right.
Yeah.
So wait, Trey.
Trey, I want to ask you.
I want you to get in on this.
Hey, Trey, I want to ask you a question. You talk about Kanye West. Okay.
I'm going to be interrogated tonight.
Why did Kanye West?
We bring the heat. We're gonna bring the heat.
Let me say this. Why did Kanye West say, and I quote?
No, first of all, I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't know why anybody says anything.
He did say slavery was a choice, right?
I don't know why anybody. You said, why did he say that? I don't know why anybody says anything. And I've already said you should be asking Kanye West anything outside of his purview.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask him that is a tactic designed for, in my opinion, nefarious reasons, right? So you could ask him. You could ask the same shit to Machine Gun Kelly. No one's asking him about fucking why black people can't get a cab in New York. Why don't you go ask him that? At least see what he says.
They ask Kanye West because they know Kanye West is going to make a minstrel show out of it, and that it will get to the mass media, and they know that we as black people were going to respond to it emotionally. I get where you're coming from, True.
I think
No,
it's
but
a
that's
little deeper than that.
it is deeper than that. But that's the part of it. They know that it's going to trigger our behavior.
So, but
They know that
why
Kanye West is going
and
to do
not
something
nobody else?
goofy
Why Kanye and not no one else?
because
There's a lot of famous
sir,
spoons saying dumb
because they
shit.
know
Why
that Kanye
Kanye?
West will take the bait and he'll eat it like a
Oh, you
rat
don't
eating
think any of these
cheese,
other
and he'll jump on
people
it.
will take the bait? Not everybody's a smooth tactician with the media. I mean,
Right. But why is it that there's only a
no,
small number of people, True,
there's a thing
who
about
they go
Kanye
to?
West. There's a thing about Kanye West that the media has, and it goes back to that George Bush don't like black people thing
Well,
on that international charity thing, right? It goes back to that. It's
but it
like
didn't hurt his
when,
career, True.
Jack Johnson snubbed his nose at the government and dated white women in 1908. They
Right.
came after him. It's
Right.
like it's the same energy.
But no.
What's the guy who played for the
Time out.
the Raiders?
Time out.
No.
And they
Them
sat
coming
out.
at Kanye. Wait a minute. I know the history of Jack Johnson damn well. They
Right.
actually drove Jack Johnson to have to leave the country. He couldn't even see his mother when she died. Nobody's
Yes, I know.
driven Kanye West out of the country.
No. Okay.
Oh, it's not the same, sir. No,
I'm
it's
saying
not the same.
activating ill will against somebody is different
Time out.
than it is now.
Time out.
Let me have some more of my Mike's drink.
But wait, I just want to say this is the Information Man and Friends show tonight, featuring True and Trey.
Y'all something else, man. Well, why are we talking about Kanye West? Let's talk about something that's fresh in the news, man.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
old, man. That's dragging the old dust in.
But Info Man, I need you to do me one favor.
Yes, sir.
Can I get one? Tell the truth.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Yeah. I know you like that. Here we go.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Yo, I don't know if you see me sometimes typing in your show. I'll be like, tell the truth.
True. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. I'm
Man,
telling
let's talk
you.
about something fresh.
I was going to say,
In
we
the
should be
news.
like a few good men. You can't handle the truth.
Oh,
Right.
Tell the truth.
oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Well, I tell you this much, True. When your show does debut, I know a few people on this panel that are going to be there.
I know I will be. I want to hear what he gonna say.
We are going to be there with bells on. Oh my goodness. This was something tonight, man. This was something.
What's going on? We got the guy from Texas, no nonsense, Rob
Oh.
Allbanks, 12 Veils in the house, Omega Dreads Gaming in the house, my man Cat BY2 in the house, Greg Harris, the real Aaron Collins, a lot of great folks.
Yeah, man. It's you got a rabid following. I didn't, you know what? I always attend your show through Haps. And I think there was like one time I attended your show through YouTube, and I was like, wait a minute, this is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to tell you. It's a whole different experience.
it really is.
Right. Hey, but I mean, I appreciate it, all of you, the support, the kind words.
Oh,
I
come on,
appreciate the Discord, even if me and True may disagree on a few things, but that's what makes life worth living.
I told
We
you
don't
that's
want everybody
passion
running
bucket.
around thinking the same.
That's the passion bucket right there.
It's okay.
It's like
it's okay to agree. To
give you guys a
disagree,
topic, and just I take the ball as a referee and throw it up in the air and just move out the way.
And but wait a minute. What's your let me throw this. What's your thought about the situation that happened today? It looks like that was a black guy that did that, huh?
Yes, because
we ran through this.
Oh,
we
okay, y'all
ran
talked
into
about
it.
it.
My thoughts on the guy is that everybody was thinking before this happened that he was
well,
under white national or something like this, and I myself was thinking it's probably like some knucklehead holdover from like January 6th or something. And it turns out, and this, and mind you, I can base this on nothing else other than history of like scenarios like this. And it looks like he's, like I was telling Ted an hour ago or 2 hours ago or so, it looks like he's just broken guy who lost everything.
A lost soul.
Who kind of like lost hope. He kind of fucked with the Nation of Islam for like a hot minute. After it all came apart, right? So he wasn't messing with the Nation of Islam like last year before the pandemic, right? He was talking about like chicks and twerking and all that good shit. Then all of a sudden, he loses his job. And then, I guess as you struggle, you got to put your face somewhere when you get desperate. So he starts talking more about God and religion and stuff like this, while I guess someone in his head blaming Congress, I think. I don't know. I mean,
well, I think let me tell you something.
It doesn't strike me as Al Qaeda or ISIS. It
no,
strike me as
what it looks like.
It doesn't strike me as broken.
Right. It looks like the brother has, when we talk about people having mental illness, they were saying that he had a delusion, or that he felt that the CIA or the FBI were spying on him. The government was spying on him. He was having some mental breakdowns, according to what the news was saying.
The government was
and
spying.
Then
okay, that sounds about where.
So what they're saying is
it didn't
that
seem like he
probably
wanted to do it to change the nation or anything.
Yeah. It looks like he was a lone wolf, as they would call it. He wasn't associated with any group. He was having looks like he was falling on some pretty bad times. He lost his job. This is stuff that they found on the social media on his Facebook page.
Right.
So it looks like he went there to put his anger out, and he ended up running over 2 Capitol Police. And I think he killed one of them, and then he pulled out a knife.
Yeah,
he pulled out a knife, and then I think they shot him.
You're mentally ill.
Well,
but what I don't understand, this is what I got to put on the table. Why is it that you had the two mass shooters, who shot people up, and they're able to be alive and walk out of the place to the police precinct?
Unscathed.
This guy, okay, I give you that he ran over 2 cops, he killed one, and he injured another, and he pulled out a knife. But the thing that I find interesting is that he walked away. He didn't walk away. He's dead. But the 2 mass shooters just recently, they walk away alive to be prosecuted. Yeah. And I noticed that when it comes to, black men and our interaction with the cops, we end up getting shot, whether armed or not. And the white dudes, they can blow up a whole bunch of people, spray the whole place up, just like what happened with the guy who went into the movie theater in Colorado some years ago with the dressed in black.
Joker.
They found him in the car with weapons, and they walk off. And then Roof Diller, whatever that kid, Dylan Roof, he kills those black folks praying. He kills them, and he's able to walk off.
9 people.
And they even said, "Hey, young man, do you want a Burger King? A Burger King?"
Yeah. It's
the truth.
The stereotype when it came across our phones and everything else like that. Unfortunately, when you hear about an incident like this, you think it's a specific demographic.
Yeah,
and then we're all shocked.
Has made this their. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to even say. It's their groove, right? When you hear mass shooting, I hate to say it, but you generally don't think Spanish kids, black kids, Asian kids, Jewish kids. You think white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestants generally.
Right.
So the only thing I can think of is, and I said this to you earlier, I said somewhere down the line, he was radicalized. Mm-hmm. Because when you're by yourself and it seems like he had. But
radicalized to what? Most people think radicalized.
Whatever his mission was, whatever he believed his mission was.
Right.
Well, Brother Ted, he did mention
also radicalized to believe in non-belief.
Right.
And
That
another
makes
example of
sense.
that is like the Texas Marathon bomber, who was also shot but still lived. That's another example.
Right.
Good point.
They did mention that he said that Minister Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, helped save his life, I guess, at a time when he was going downhill.
Right.
But he didn't say. But what they found on the social media did not reflect that he was doing it in the name of the nation or Farrakhan, because
He
you know
was
the
getting
media
this
may
all
want
over
to
the
twist it
place.
like that.
Right.
They simply said that he was falling on hard times. He lost his job. He didn't have money. He was angry at the government, and he had this
About to be
thought that the
homeless.
government was after him. And then for whatever reason, it made him go through the barriers. So you know what this is going to happen, man. They're going to keep those barriers up probably for the rest of the year, or God
They're
knows
not
what.
going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere
Yeah.
for a long time, if ever.
No. Look, remember, the Statue of Liberty is still shut down, and that's been shut down for like 25 years. You know,
Are you
And
talking
this is
about
about
the
their
Statue of Liberty in New York?
Yeah, it's the idea. Yeah, it's the idea that once they shut something down, and they shut it down for
What's going on, Bernie?
For the terrorist attack in, I want to say, 93. So yeah, and then after that, there was a shooting at Blair House with in 59, and then they shut that park down, which is the opposite park of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And now, and in the 80s, if I remember correctly, they shut the thoroughfare down. So now you can't drive between the park and the White House. So yeah, every time Congress gets scared and shaky, they shut something down. They close something off to you. So, I mean, in the 40s and 50s, you could sit and walk up the stairs. After the civil rights marches with Dr. King, you can't go up the stairs. The last time I was in Washington, D.C., there were Capitol patrolmen at the steps of the Capitol. You couldn't step on the stairs. I mean, well, the top 20 stairs, you could like get your picture taken. But yeah, after this happened, I want to say at least 2 Congress people died of COVID after all those people rushed the walls. So yeah, those people are paranoid. Those things, the people want them down so they can walk around. Congress doesn't want them down, and we'll see what happens. I don't think they will come down anytime soon, especially after this incident with this car. I think it's going to be pedestrians only, and like the last time I was able to like lean against like the White House gate wall where
That's a good question,
the
Danny.
car comes out. I don't think you're going to be able to do that in like a year or two.
So Danny has a question. He says, do you think New York City implement the same kind of security as in Washington, D.C. has with the Capitol building for a building like the UN?
Different city. And first of all, the UN has a ton of space. If you've ever been to the UN, it sits on the East River bank, and the only thing behind it is water. And it's I'm about to say, I guess it's not American property. It's global security property. So, and like, if you walk past it, you're on camera, at least on like 40 cameras. And that's just you walking down the street. That place is secure. Like the UN has no issue. That place is secure. And the neighborhood next to it. What's the name of the next to it? There's the real question for you, Biz. The neighborhood opposite the UN is called. Yeah. Anyway, most of those guys live up there. Those places are safe. It's up in Manhattan to begin with. Yeah, and they're all dignitaries. And they're not all foreign dignitaries. A lot of them are American. So we'll see.
Hey, Info Man, what's going on with your governor out there? It's like he appeared as a darling on the national scale, and then it seems like things have changed a little bit from a national.
The reason why things are changing, what people don't understand about California politics is what's going on is that the Republicans are trying to they're trying to get control. They want to get back control of California. It happened. The same thing happened when we had Gray Davis. Gray Davis was a Democrat. It was Republicans who bankrolled the money to get him recalled, which allowed Schwarzenegger to get his ass in. And Schwarzenegger, I got a bone to pick with him because he hurt a lot of union workers really bad. He tried to impact the teachers union. He even
Gotta
tried
like
to impact
twice.
some of the peace officers union. He really did some things that I didn't appreciate. So what's happening is that this recall is something that's being created by Republicans who are bankrolling the money to get signatures to try to get him out. So this is really a Republican plot. This is not a Democrat plot. This isn't. This is more of a Republican plot to get him out. And if they can get enough signatures, then they can try to bring it back to a vote or what have you. Are all people happy with the man? No,
Wow,
because a
that's
lot of
great.
people are not happy with the fact that he put us on a lockdown and all this stuff that people thought was unnecessary. But I just have to put that on the record that this is mainly a Republican machine that's in play to try to get him out. It's almost like history repeating itself again when we had Gray Davis.
Yeah, because I remember that Gray Davis recall, and there was a porn star in it. There was like 30 people running. It was a zoo.
Right. What happened was there was this very wealthy, there was a very wealthy Republican, I can't think of his name, who was the one who put up the money to first recall him.
Yeah,
Then when he got booted out,
Here's a trivial question for you. Who was that?
I wish I could remember, sir. But what happened is that Republican who bankrolled the first recall, he didn't get in office, and this is how Schwarzenegger got in. Schwarzenegger basically rode his back into the governorship because he opened the door. His name, and a lot. I got to be honest with you. A lot of even Democratic people voted for him, and the reason why people voted for him like they did, not only because of his celebrity, but they thought because of who he was married to, that because she was liberal, that he would be more. He would be more of a moderate Republican, so he wouldn't be too over the top. And it didn't work out that way.
Part of the Kennedy clan,
right?
Right, and it didn't work out that way.
No,
he was doing all types of stuff. Yeah, and then of course, as you already know, he was having an affair with the maid.
Right,
he had a baby and a love child.
And he had a love child. I remember that.
Yeah. Wasn't even an affair. It was just this sinister sort of, excuse my language, but pump and dump. It was just really disgusting. We just
let me tell you,
like a living piece of furniture in that house. And
let me tell you something about Schwarzenegger that you may not be aware of. He used to wear this belt that I think was his great grandfather, because his family has history with the Nazi movement, right?
Yeah.
So Schwarzenegger used to wear this skull belt buckle quite a bit, and come to find out that belt buckle, I guess he got from his family member. It's basically Nazi paraphernalia.
Wow.
Yeah, his name means something like Black Jew or something like that.
Right.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah, so it's got all this weird nonsense to his name, and like his family's history in not Germany, and what's the other Germanic right next to it?
They're all Germanic tribes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not from Germany. He's from I keep thinking Norway for some fucking stupid reason. Now I gotta look it up.
As you look that up, I sit here. It's funny. You get Trump out of the office, right? And then automatically you look at the four biggest states. I mean, excuse me, four largest states.
Austria.
You look at Texas. You look at California. You look at New York. You look at Florida. And all four of those governors has done questionable things.
They've been around too long. They need to go.
Well,
that's what the drama is. They need to get. Come on. I mean, the idea is not that you sit in Congress and be like a lord for like 12 years, Yeah, they've just been there too long. I think that's a lot of what it is.
I think the problem with politics is money. Money is a big part of the problem because everything is driven by economics, and these politicians are driven by that because the corporations can give them big money, and they need that money, and therefore when they get into office, I said this to Lyons then when he was on before, If I give a politician $100 to support him, and a corporation writes him a check for $30 million, for example, when he gets in office, who do you think he's gonna who phone call do you think he's gonna take? My $100 phone call or the $30 million phone call?
Of course.
Exactly. And he's only got to answer one $30 million phone call. He's got to answer 4 million $100 phone calls. So you know, he's only making one trip, and it's not to us.
Yeah, right.
True.
And that $30 million phone, that $30 million person is a person that's going to say, "Hey, you know, I gave you $30 million, so I need you to do A, B, and C for me."
And I don't know why they want. I don't know why they want a union. You need to stop that out, but that's going to cause me a problem. And I don't know why you want to have health care. I'm trying to get this dental money, and you better fucking fix that for me. And I don't know why you're doing X. You know, exactly.
Right, and then you wonder why we can't get complete free health care.
Right.
Right, because let me be honest with you, the Obamacare is not a health care plan; it's an insurance plan.
Right.
It was a deal that was struck with the insurance
Obama
companies.
was the worst.
That's all it really was.
True. You got Babe Blotter News is asking, are you in? I don't know if they meant to ask, are you in Queens or are you from Queens?
I am from Queens. I'm from Queens.
Queens.
At one point, we had we got Danny, we had Tony D, myself, and True. It was total Queens up here.
What happens when you have half your art supplies in one room and the other half of the art supplies in another?
Oh my goodness. Greg Harris, this is for you, True. Greg Harris says Biden is a corporate Democrat which is the same as a Republican. I don't know if he meant to type corrupt or corporate.
Corporate Democrats are the same as Republicans?
That's what Greg Harris wrote. So I don't know if he was addressing that to you.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Oh, he's buying that.
Corporatists are corporatists, and I don't think they have
I think I'll buy it too, Greg Harris. I'll buy it.
I don't think they have any party affiliation. A corporatist is just a corporatist. There's no corporatist Democrat or corporatist Republican. They're just fucking corporatists. It's like oligarchs. There's no oligarch Democrat or oligarch Republican. They just want to rule this bitch with their
part of the reality is that in politics there is no permanent enemies, no permanent friends, just permanent interests. That's why you had 1 minute Mitch McConnell was against Donald Trump. Then when he realized that Donald Trump is not going to be impeached, I better change up my strategy here. That's what these politicians do.
Yep.
Hey, Babe Blotter News, we need to know a little bit more information. He says, I'm from San Francisco, but was raised in St. Albans, Jamaica, Queens. I bet you we know him. I bet you we know him.
Oh, St. Albans. Yeah, that's near Valley Stream.
Yes.
Babe Barton News. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel, Babe Barton News. I see your YouTube channel, so I'm gonna check it out. I just subscribed to you.
Babe
so I'll be checking you. I'll be checking you out.
I mean, so info.
Yes, sir.
Man. So tell me this much, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you have two different channels. What's the difference in the two channels? YouTube channels.
Well, the first channel, I tend to do more like one-to-one interviews with guests. I bring in all different types of guests.
Okay.
And then when I do go, and then I go live on that channel more, where I'll talk about certain hot topics, like I did with the Nas X topic. Then on the second channel, that's my podcast channel. So I tend to upload pre-produced videos and talk about all different types of topics that are happening in the news, everything. So that's the difference. I just don't go live on that channel as much.
Okay.
I don't do guest interviews on there as much, what have you. So there's some contrasting differences. And then the traditional podcast that I also do, I put different topics on there too. So I keep myself pretty busy. Matter of fact, I've been behind on dropping a podcast on the traditional platforms. So I need to put something on there, but I I try to mix it up, which keeps me pretty busy.
Gotcha.
And then on this channel, I specifically wanted to cover George Floyd situation, specifically on Haps TV. So I try to do a different type of content over here. So it's different stuff that people are getting.
Oh, okay.
Hey, big shout out to my man Bannerman. Bannerman.
Oh, Bannerman's coming through.
Bannerman, I think I want to say congratulations to you. I think I know you mentioned there was a baby on the way, and I'm not sure if you're a granddad or an uncle, but I'm going to go with a granddad. I hope I'm right, and I want to say congratulations. Much love to you, Rich. Thank you for all the support. You want to talk about a good person to follow, Info Man? Oh, great uncle. Okay.
Great uncle.
Yeah, Bannerman is a good person, solid person.
Great uncle, nice.
And he's a great follow too. And he's funny as hell. He's funny as hell too. Good sense of humor.
That's what I wanted to bring up to you guys' attention.
Yes.
Looks like what the Republicans have done in Georgia is what they're getting ready to do in Texas. Texas has a bill on the table to push forth the same thing where they want to make it where you can't vote early.
Right.
I can't believe in Georgia right now they are making it illegal to give people food or water. That is crazy.
He said, I think also Mississippi, also Tennessee. My buddy Bucko Bruce said they're doing it in about 8 states right now.
Right. All Republican run states, right? All in the South, right?
Yes.
So what does that tell? What does that tell us? Does that tell us that if the vote? I know there's some people who don't believe that voting counts.
It does.
But if it wasn't that important, as they say, then why are the Republicans working so hard to make it tough for you to be able to vote in a convenient manner? Why are they making it inconvenient? And they're specifically doing it in areas. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's the truth. They're doing it specifically in areas that they know have a large black population, because it was black people who put Joe Biden over the top to win this damn election. And I'm still waiting for his executive order to give us tangibles. Joe Biden, where are the black tangibles? I'm waiting for those black tangibles.
He's black girl magic in this bitch.
I'm just saying that
there's no magic for black boys.
I know. When you look at the numbers and you see what put him over the top, and I know when he got into office, he gave executive orders to certain other groups. And I'm saying to myself, where's the tangibles, man? Hello? We're waiting. We're saying, wait a minute, we put you in office. 93% of African-American women voted for you. I think 86% of black men voted for you. And when people thought we were going to all vote for Trump, and I'm waiting. I'm going to hit the bell.
Vice President. That's what you got.
Peace to Rob Allbanks. Thank you for coming through.
You got the first black president.
Appreciate you, man.
You got the first
That's
black
what you
president?
got. The first black president.
Is that what we got?
That's what you got.
And
black president who has no black people in her, who has no black people in her family. You should remember that. I mean, this whole thing is just a shit show of a fuck storm. I don't even know what to make about it. Skip my language.
I know that a lot of black men were hurt in
black men were
the Bay Area. What I'm saying is, there were a lot of there were.
You got to listen to Info Man on this one. This is a good one. Right. I know where he's going.
All right, sorry.
There were a lot of black men who could have been out of prison, out of jail, and Kamala Harris didn't do anything to save some of these black men that should have never been in prison. There was one brother that was on death row at San Quentin,
right?
And her laboratory, which she was managing, didn't do a good job with evidence for over 300 to 400 cases in which black men could have been freed. There's also a story. If you go on what is that? There's a YouTube channel. There was a brother in San Francisco who did a cover story about how he got railroaded by Kamala Harris.
Wow.
So she hurt. There were a lot of black people that could have gotten out early that she purposely kept in because they needed them to work for the, when we have fires in California, there's a lot of inmates that are used.
They send up to the
right.
Wow.
So there were people that were purposely kept in the system to deal with the fires and all this sort of stuff that she could have let go out of the system. So that's why a lot of black men, particularly all around the country and in California, we have a different way. We have a different take on Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is this. See, this is the thing with the Democrats do to black people. They know that black people are emotional people. We're emotional. We're spiritual. And when they picked her, she was nothing more than basically a symbol. And they know that black people will buy into symbolism. We suck it up. We love it. So when he gets into office and he says, I'm going to put a black man in charge of this or a black woman in charge of that, my question is, but okay, what is that black person going to do that will benefit us? Or is it just a symbolic symbol to make us shut up and be quiet? So those are the questions that I asked, gentlemen.
Excuse me. And you're right. I mean, they're more concerned with, hey, I have this brown face. And my whole thing is, I've met a lot of brown face, like white people before, who had no connection to the community, right? And that, that's fine if that's the life you live. But then don't cruise back into the community for votes and all this other like weird interplay that's only ever seems to be a calculated exchange, right? And people are
Are you there?
Fix that. You won't fix the bank. I can. You won't fix that.
Tell the
you
truth.
Won't fix the banks. You won't fix the prison system. I mean, I tell people all the time. They're talking about qualified immunity for cops. I'm like, you better talk about it for these prosecutors, these defense attorneys, and these judges too, because it's not just the cops, right? The judges are rubber stamping this thing. So if you're gonna fix it, fucking fix it. Don't tell me you're retraining cops because you can't retrain racism, and don't tell me that, oh, we need you to vote for us so we can really get it this time in Congress, because I've heard that before too, right? So what do you have for me, Joe Biden? Because I'm already skeptical. I know your history.
Well, let me tell you something, because I know this very well. What he did as far as the racial justice reform or the reform about prisons, most of our people are not in state prisons. The majority of us are in prison, that is, are in state prisons. So what he did was an okie doke. He sat up there and he couldn't even find the goddamn pens. They were on the desk right next to him. He's looking in his jacket. He's looking in his pants, and he's all like, oh, right there. And he's talking about this one I'm going to sign is going to do away our contract with private prisons, and state facilities are going to have to change their ways. And it's like, wait a minute, where is the, what do you do? Why haven't you commuted sentences of people who are wrongfully in prison? Where is that at, Joe Biden? And where is the reform in state prisons where a lot of us are at?
Right.
There was nothing there. So to me, what he did was a nothing burger. Then when he talked about racial inequality towards the Pacific Islanders and Asians, I get it.
Black people.
I get it. Okay, right now Asians are catching hell right now, but last time I checked, black folks, we've been catching hell for how many years and decades and centuries now? Where's the goddamn plan? No, don't get me wrong. Okay. We got a black man who's in charge of the military. Okay, Joe Biden. We got a few sprinkle of some black folks in his administration that you hardly ever see working behind the scenes. You never really see them. Okay, Joe Biden. But then I'm looking for something else, something that says, let's get it to Main Street. Okay, $1,400 checks, but that goes to everybody who's eligible, of course. But then I'm looking for, where are the bills? Where are the executive orders that are really needed to put a shot in the arm, symbolically, to the black community in this country? And so far, I've seen nothing. Now I know he's got a couple more years to go, so we'll have to wait and see. But black folks are always waiting and seeing. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
If he can't even have a plan, then he doesn't have a plan. So I'm not exactly surprised, and I'm also not heartbroken, but I just feel sort of smugly right.
Well, I can say this much. True. I mean, info. You don't know this, but True has been. Well, no, you do know this because that's when you joined our live stream when True has been bashing Joe Biden. He's been bashing Joe Biden,
bashing him with the truth.
For as long as I can remember,
running around on his wife.
Yeah, because of that. I think the crime bill is the origins of our discontent for the man.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not going to get over that. I'm not getting over that because it put a lot of people behind those bars.
Yes.
And it impacted people's family members, their lives. Uncles, brothers, fathers.
People who should have got 10 years got 25. People who should have got 25 got 8.
Right.
But people should have been arrested at the time. It was just dark.
Yeah. But True and Brother Ted, you should actually have a very high, strong kickback on Bill Clinton because it was Bill Clinton that signed the damn bill.
Signed it.
See, that's the thing that kills me. I know we've been jumping on Joe Biden, but I noticed that there's not been a lot of smoke for Bill Clinton, who signed the goddamn bill. Y'all's first black president.
I've tortured Bill Clinton several times on this show for multiple reasons. Seriously. And like the last session was Hillary Clinton running for president. You know, these people have histories. I don't see why anybody trusts them. I don't see why. I think people just get used to them being around. So they think that, oh, this is the devil I know.
True. You know as well as I know that people, it's just like with an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. You rather deal with the devil that you know versus the devil that you don't know, right?
True.
I guess that's true.
I mean, think about it. Let's go with who I think was a great mayor personally, even though he had some problems. Mayor Barry, Marion Barry, right? People wonder, why did black people keep putting him back in the office despite whatever his demons were, right? It's because he did a lot for people. He helped people, family members get jobs and opportunities. And he was the devil that you knew. You knew what Marion Barry was about. You knew he liked to party. Right. You knew he had the drug substance problems, but you also knew he gave a damn about the community. So you were going to put him in the office over somebody that you didn't know what the hell he was going to do because he had a track record, right?
Right. Exactly. And it's not all so uncommon. I mean, union people kept putting, who's the guy that they killed?
What's that guy? Right. Italian guy. He was an Italian guy, right?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
He was in charge of the Teamsters.
Exactly.
Oh man, it'll come to me. Jimmy Hoffa.
Hoffa, exactly. And people become, even when people are bad, people want to protect. He's our bad guy. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Weird as it is. And that's why I think a lot of things don't get done, because then those guys pick guys who like them and who are like them. And then you get the same, like, I guess, generational, it's not even its ability, it's consistency, which is a problem. So, whew. Oh my God, it's 2:20 in the morning.
Oh my goodness. 11:20 p.m. in the West Coast.
Oh, okay, nice.
2 a.m. where you are, my God. Yeah, you in Queen. You back in New York, right?
No, I'm in Virginia.
Oh, that's right. You're in Virginia. Yeah. That's right. Right, Virginia, man. Interesting.
Yeah, nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet out there.
Yeah, man. Whew. That's the when I left New York, 2 things shocked me about like living in Virginia. One was how much sky there was, It sounds ridiculous, but there's tall buildings all over New York, and like it just the sheer amount of freaking sky you can see to the horizon from every direction was like amazing to me. And I had a dog for like